Hello everyone, and welcome back to Roven, the D&D world with What Team Comp, where we're having some fun trolling in this world of D&D, where we are taking inspiration from various different elements, including but not limited to things like Monster Hunter and other such places, which there's other elements of other different things as well, but we'll get to things of those natures in good time. That being said, hey guys, y'all doing good today?
Sparta's is about to fucking lose another character just for that.
Come on, don't make it almost 3 in a week. That'd be awesome. Come
To be
on.
fair, we like Dren, and we love all of his characters as much as we want to kill them.
That's that DM voice that means he might hit you.
What have I done? I've done.
To be fair, he hasn't actually done anything. Everything that has happened to him has been of his own volition.
I'm talking about like Dred's done nothing. I don't know why you're so aggressive towards me.
Oz is grabbing at her waistband, pulling it up, getting ready to get on her ass kicking boots to come at me. I'm
Yeah,
shaking in my overpowered boots.
Overpowered. Oh no. Let's calm down before everything goes to hell.
I'm gonna calm on down.
First,
Don't you dare! I'm trying to get a job. I need to be healthy.
I will send fake anthrax in the mail just to scare you, but not real anthrax.
So just dust.
I'm just sugar, yeah.
Sugar. Don sitting here like, yes, a poison. Proceeds to put it in his mouth.
I'm okay. Listen, I am not consumption of things that should not be consumed. I am not the sort of person who would pour rat poison into his mouth just because of the fact it's like, ooh, this is, this looks granular.
This looks granular.
Granular.
I'm not. I am a
You
level
guys
of
laughed
stupid,
about.
but no.
You guys laughed about granular. That's what I was confused by. Everybody's messing with granular. I was confused by that.
I mean, to be totally fair, that's how Don talks. So at this point, me and Matt just kind of like, yep.
I am
Guys,
not
we gotta
consumption of things
We
that
need to
should
start.
not be consumed.
I am not a consumer of things that should not be consumed. Did I smash words together again?
You said consumption, yes.
Awesome. I'm making new word. Everyone use consumption when talking about things that should or should not be consumed. Anyways,
English has
moving
been on us
forward.
all from the DM.
To be fair, English is also one of the things I'm supposed to be good at, so we can see how well that's working. And that being said, you guys ready to get into the game?
Yes.
Good. Good.
Roll initiative.
Come on, I only got one spell slot left. Don't do that. I did all I could on that Naga fight.
When last we left
Butter's
off,
sitting here like, please stop.
when last we left off, you guys had been dropped off in the nearby forest as part of your first job, running around looking for signs of a nearby creature. You found yourselves being stalked by a creature made entirely of bone, a creature recognized by Dren as a bone naga. Not wanting it to be able to slide away and try and concoct anything later, you guys decided to pursue at a pretty rapid pace to try and cut this creature off with excessive amounts of flame damage, just slamming right into this thing, and it trying to at first just knock one of the people unconscious and then knocking completely out two various people with its impressive jaws.
He said it was fucking done. He said he was done. He just wanted people dead.
Basically, you guys were able to get that final hit in, and its bones were kind of just scattered around, and apparently one of you is trying with all of their heart and might to just take the entirety of the skull and just drag it around.
I regret nothing.
As you guys have sat down, shot up the flare, you were told it can take some time for them to get over to you guys. You guys are taking a bit of time to just kind of sit back, try and catch your breath after all that had just happened. You may take a short rest, yes.
Alright, I don't need to regain hit points. I'm just using arcane recovery.
That's tight.
During this time, as you guys are going through this, anyone who has a passive perception of 13, except for one person who knows who they are, who has a passive perception of 13?
I
I'm
have
pretty
more
sure
than
I
that.
do.
Okay, so you two do. I know one person doesn't.
Yeah, I have 14. Okay.
Tharius.
It's sad. Can we get an F in the chat?
This is
I
so
don't know
sad,
if it was
Alexa.
Play
Wait,
Despacito.
I almost typed F4.
You're getting a second slot back.
Eris is unaware of this.
I have a 12.
You have a 12? Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys are, beginning...
You know who?
Wait,
Hmm?
Guru.
What?
Wait, I have something to say.
Yes.
Being fair, let me look up something. This might
Are
be
you
the
looking up
dumbest
Dragon's
fucking-
passive perception?
Yes!
Yes.
He's an owl currently. He has a 13.
Yeah.
I imagine that dragon is just pecking you in the forehead like, bitch! Look up!
Or he has a 10. Oh no. Oh.
Oh.
Hey, that's not bad. That's average.
It is
Don't you dare
average.
make me bring up Z.
But
And don't make me bring up Tharius.
Again, I love him not for his wisdom, but his charm.
Same reason you love Damien. Anyway.
Yep, pretty much. Well, to be fair, also Scott.
Stop with the call out posts!
I mean, to be fair, you've called yourself out on that multiple times. That being said,
Moral sexual.
Yeah.
yep. As you guys with the high perception checks are kind of just relaxing, you're not really paying attention, but at the same time, you do notice that there's a book that appears to be towards the edge of the forested area. That looks like its pages are face down, covers up, but there's a book over there.
I'll walk over to the book. I'm curious.
Does Dragon tell me? Or show or
Dragon
point it
Dragon
out?
is like shuffling on your feet, like looking over, makes like a noise, and then just kind of looks away. It's not smart enough to be like, "Hey, I'm informing you of book."
What do you want, Dragon?
Kind of like
Oh,
does like a look around, and then looks over towards the book where it sees, little gnome has gone over to poke at it. It's a book.
I'll do the Shaq eating hot wings face and walk over.
The,
I'm gonna write
shake your
DM do
shoulders.
something important.
Okay, of course.
you.
Can I pick it up?
I already figured. Yep, go ahead.
yeah, I'll go over it now.
Pick it
See
up
what-
and open it.
Looking it over, the book's. It's both impressive, strange, and makes you like you have to actually flip through it a little bit because you're like, wait, what?
I'll
Because-
be reading over her shoulder.
This book is written in multiple languages. It's
Which ones?
which ones are you proficient with?
Watch, I paste mine. It's like none of them. Just like fuck.
I only speak common and gnomish.
Ooh,
Common, celestial, Drac-
I'm gonna just check to see what scripts you might recognize.
Hold on a second. Bam.
Gnomish-
Not recognize.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very interesting. Give me 1 second. Trying to see if there's
Also
anything.
need I also need Yumiko's.
I have comprehend
Written in
languages
certain
for a
languages.
reason.
Yumi only reads common and gnomish. Just
Yeah.
Oh, she's out of luck then.
I can
you do
technically
recognize-
read every language.
That's. Are you talking about comprehend language?
Yeah, with enough time, I can read any language.
Of course. But we'll get to that in a moment, so just hold your horses real quick. You do recognize the script of one of them, Yumi, as being Dwarvish.
Oh!
It's Dwarvish script, which Gnomish script is using, it kind of steals from the Dwarvish script in order to write their words and whatnot.
It's like Latin and Spanish, or not Latin, Italian and Spanish.
Kind of, yeah. So you're not able to like get the words and like their exact meanings and whatnot, but you're able to see the lettering and be like, it's a lot harder script, which is more like the stony, this is how it's written Dwarvish script. So you know that at least one of these is likely Dwarvish. I mean, it could be Giant or well, I think Orcs use Dwarven script, But
They do.
Yeah, okay, thank you. But the most likely one, based off of your experiences, is it might be dwarvish.
Can I make a bit out of it? Just like a rough idea?
Hold on,
Okay.
because there's some that's written in common, but there's also ones that Azaria can read that are written in Elvish, and she can make out some of it written in Primordial. And Dren, someone's got some good penmanship. They're writing in Celestial.
Holy fuck.
Like, this is written in a plethora of languages. You three are just kind of crowding around, peeking over Yumi's shoulder as she's like holding it out so you guys can all see is like flipping the pages. And it's weird because as you're reading through it, like at first you're reading about all this, like it's like you're skimming through and you're like, hold on, let's go to the end so we can actually see some stuff. And as you're flipping back, yeah, don't forget to roll hit die if you lost HP. I'll roll it for Figment later. As you're like looking through it and you go towards the back, you notice your names pop up towards the back, towards the most recent writings.
What?
It's little
Bitch,
things like. One second here.
I will have
Well,
as soon as I see our names, Dragon's doing a perimeter search.
Yep, Dragon's looking around. You obviously can't read all of it, but what you can read, just based around what you're looking at, is it's like just little notings of like little habits you guys have. Like how Yumi is like always like the goblin who is hiding away, and then it's like like puts little like notations next to it, just like really could no not really, too small. And then stuff like Dren is always just like has like underlined 3 times, the all-seeing. And then it puts like a little annotation next to it, just like don't forget.
Can I see this book, Yumi? I can make with time I can make a direct thing, so this is all just common. This entire book would just be common.
I can send Butter the entire sheet then.
Okay. She just squints at the too small, but practically just like tosses it into his hands.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
I'm actually good at right now going to DM the people who understand certain passages, so Madrino and Butters.
Yep.
Where's Madrino in my DMs? Jesus fucking Christ. I found him. Great.
Yep.
Yeah, with time, Dren is just gonna virtually cast comprehend languages and try to get all of it. Like,
just so you're aware, that will mean that your short rest is going to be stunted until you're finished with that. So you're not going to be able to take a short rest until you finish it.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, just making sure you're aware. So Oz will be handling that end when she has a moment. You guys will be able to look through and read a little bit of what's all.
The thing is, I'm reading it like once I cast comprehend languages, I'm reading it like Braille because you have to touch the text.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, I run my hands under the words to read anyway, so.
Yeah, he's writing it over the words. So it's still like a common reading trend where it's like, hey, I'm just putting my finger, like.
Can only he understand it, or can everybody understand it?
Only he. With comprehend language, only he understands it.
Butters, I'm sending it to you then. It's gonna be a little
Info dump. Info dump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
It's a Google Doc. Butters.
Okay.
You thought she was messing around. Oh no.
Not playing right now.
She's had this prepared.
I was on Discord on my phone. Give me a second. I'm pulling up Discord on my computer because I don't want to open a Google Doc on my computer on my phone.
We understand.
Because I have to talk on my phone. So while reading this, I just be dead silent.
Understandable. Yeah. So, Discord on the phone should let you talk even if you have like a document open.
It's not that. It's more just like it. Push to talk, first of all, is an issue, and second of all, sometimes my own phone will glitch up a little bit if I open a doc.
Right. I forgot about the push to talk myself, so that makes perfect
I keep
sense.
push to talk on because my family enjoys just barging in my room.
That's a big move.
Yeah.
In the meantime, so you guys are basically just kind of sitting around after that, with Dren looking over the book. Not exactly uncommon for him. He likes books.
I just
Really
passed
suspicious,
by
yeah.
Eris's and mine because I could understand both of those. So I just I just read them quickly, and then
Yeah.
go to the one that
You do also read. Yes, there is Draconic in there as well.
yeah.
My apologies. I forgot you read Draconic. I'm like, wait a minute. There's a language I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
It was Draconic.
He's trying desperately to just ignore the book because otherwise she's gonna burn it.
Storvener. It says Storvener is too large. Gear forged ? Nice. Can maybe cook. Can heal. Doesn't seem like cleric. Optimistic and likes to contribute. He he stops at the next one.
The fact that you did like a Michael Jackson-esque, just like that stopped me for a second.
Guru, it's been a while. What's the Minotaur?
Darius.
Darius.
Just pretend it's the Minotaur's name because I did not know how to fucking spell it.
And the note just says Minotaur Man, and I was dying.
Please, God, tell us how it says in the book.
Yes.
It says he's dumb.
You see Yumi's eye twitch slightly.
Well, again, he's probably just
Well, not
murdering
smart
this.
or wise. Yeah, he's saying all like very muttered. He's cowbell bard, French, Steven Bonaire, speaks from Muriel, always after, alright, whatever the fuck. Zion. Really hot, okay. Yumiko, too small, confident enough to be naked around strangers and acquaintances. And there's romantically involved. Yeah, it's just loose descriptions.
I can't tell if he's sitting there muttering it and not saying it out loud.
No, he said that at all. He said that out loud fully.
Okay. So what does it say then? All I got was short out of it.
You're too short, confident enough to be naked around a stranger or acquaintance, friends with Eris, and then romantically involved with Minotaur.
You see the confusion of the second sentence, primarily because no one else was around during that.
I was confused about that. Pretend that did not happen. I didn't.
I was around.
No, you weren't. Not when she was around. Oh. Means I'm fucking off. Okay, I thought she was referring to defeat. I'm like, no one was around then. What?
Oh, is that okay to have that there? I didn't know if I was.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
They're not exactly shy about it.
To be fair, Drin was also confident enough to be naked around strangers.
Yeah.
We all got in that bad.
They were just like, fuck it.
Basically.
Yeah. This says Azaria's hot. Sorry, really hot. Is there like a? Does it say like? It doesn't mention Figment in this.
Nope.
Weird.
He just puts it away.
Okay. So you have a questionable journal about you guys on your possession.
Questionably nosy journal.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like I just read someone's diary,
Hey.
but it's fine.
Jordan, can I see that book real quick?
Sure, and I'll toss it back to you.
There are other things in the journal too, but it's mostly like notes on various species of animal and plant.
Is there bits in common?
There are bits in common, yes.
A few bits in common, but none of the things that are about you guys are actually in common.
They're all in different languages.
Hey,
The
Figment.
most common language in the journal
Figment's unconscious.
is undercommon.
I thought he was conscious, I thought.
No, we're not on the ship yet, Paris.
Oh, okay.
Figment is
Yeah.
currently stabilized, but not.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna memorize how the common looks.
Okay.
It's very few passages. Most of the default language used is undercommon.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm going to memorize how the common looks. Just
She can read
You'll-
common.
figure out.
I know. I'm just yeah.
Yeah. Okay, can I have it back now?
Oh, yeah, so
I'm
back to him.
actually interested. I'll catch it. All right, yeah, I'm actually.
Oh, she didn't
interested
throw
in
it. She
reading-
just.
All right, yeah, just take it.
Hand
I'm
it.
really interested in seeing more
See how much
mentions
you
of
can
the
read up on it.
monsters. Yeah, I can. Well, with enough time, I can read this whole. I don't care what we're just saying fully.
Not much on actual. There's a few passages on like griffins,
Mm-hmm.
like a crappy doodle of one.
Like you know those like coat of arms looking animals where they're like in profile, but they also look, or even just like look like they're like rather than actually like majestic winged beasts. It's like no, it's like
Rawr.
We were
basically.
off topic, but would I know what a toucan is?
Roll a nature check.
That throws you back because I saw something today saying I was a toucan sexual.
No.
Where's my nature check?
God,
13.
we all like to
13.
fuck toucans, but
Okay.
we don't even talk about.
Not off the top of your head. You've heard about strange birds to some of the southern isles, but you haven't actually seen them, so you're basing it off of descriptions. So you don't know what it looks
Have I
like,
ever
so
heard of toucans?
you can also roll a nature check.
Yeah, let's roll.
There's a
But you're from the
shitty.
east.
There's a shitty drawing of like a toucan-headed griffin, but it looks really like not accurate because he's never actually seen one before. It's based off of description.
It is all based off description, so it's like maybe like this, maybe that.
A lot of it is griffins, honestly, but like and no, aren't really many other monsters, but it's mostly plant life and animal life.
There
Yeah,
is
like-
a drawing of what appears to be some kind of snake with legs that looks like it's trying to give the person reading it a hug, and it's like, Bahir, big friendly, soft boy, squishy, please be friend.
And there are a little bit of there's Bahir stuff in there too.
Mm-hmm.
You're remembering that because that's definitely something.
Oh yeah, I knew.
There's something that worries me. He puts away the book, puts it in the bag. We didn't see if that thing can do things with lightning.
Yeah, you've seen one toucan, but it was in a cage.
Guru,
Good enough.
you said I knew a bit about
Naga.
Nagas, right? With my roll.
Yep, and you rolled fairly high.
Mm-hmm. I know above a 20.
Mm-hmm. You're aware that they can do various things with spells, which would make sense with the fact that it put one of your friends to sleep just by seeming to like hover over her. It's possible that it may have had the capacity to do so, but didn't have a chance to cast it because it was trying more desperately to run away than to attack.
Yeah. It's like it may have had lightning magic, but you do not know for sure. So we can definitely, most certainly hope we got the right.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Tharius kind of just nods slowly. If it shows up again, we will just come back and kill the other thing. Right?
You know, after it puts us to sleep. Again.
Well, it's dead.
Why would we go to sleep? We're fighting it, we should be awake.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there when it knocked me out. Okay.
I saw what it did to Storvener and to
Sorry.
Aeris.
It did magic to put her to sleep.
Uh-oh. His eyes kind of widen, just like, it can do that. Ah, I didn't see that.
He sure just kind of has he's pinching the top of his nose a little bit.
To be fair, he probably knows about that kind of magic, but he doesn't know what the heck this kind of thing can do.
Yep, and also he's not yet at the point when he can cast that kind of magic. He still has, the same amount of levels as you would have to learn it. He's not that knowledgeable.
I'm trying to figure out what level spell sleep was.
First. And he barely rolled high enough to put you to sleep. But
Yeah, he rolled. Yeah, I remember you saying he rolled 25, literally 8 points above me.
So, yeah. Oh, Storvener, do you have the capacity to heal today?
I imagine Story just looking at him like, why?
Imagine he wouldn't be like, why? He just kind of like tilts his head like, what?
EB type. Well, Figment's unconscious, and then we can have him up and at him and be useful.
That'd be nice.
More useful than being asleep. Wait, time out, Guru. You better credit.
I don't know where to credit. Trust me, I wish I could.
Did you find it in a Twitter?
I found it in someone else tweeting it.
Will we share that?
I did. That's what I just shared
No, I
with
mean
you.
like the actual tweet, not the picture.
I don't have that actual one. Someone else sent just this image.
Oh!
That's what I was talking about, Guru.
I don't have a way to credit it otherwise. Blame Childish Ambino. You know exactly who I'm talking about. You know where this came from.
Yes. Yes, I know. You just put copy paste into it. I was like, hey, credit.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, by the way, the reason we're shit posting is because we're ready for Stargate.
Yeah, of
Look.
course. He's, I don't believe I can awaken. Healing people occasionally can wake them up.
Him, Figment's male.
Yeah.
I know what I said.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
No,
in general.
not you. In PR.
Okay.
Yeah, can you heal him
You're
for me?
fine.
You're back my tissue boxes across the room.
What?
What? We're not going to get an answer to that because they just stepped away.
But yeah, healing Figment could be useful.
I
So,
heard
you know,
choo-choo boxes.
so we don't have to carry around, a body. We're already carrying around a giant Naga skull.
Tharius
I mean, to be
slowly
fair,
looks at
I'm
her.
carrying it.
Yeah, he slowly looks down at her just like, yes, we are.
Woof. You're just carrying the ribs.
He's carrying the entire head.
Yeah.
I have the skull.
I don't
Yeah.
think
You
he
can't lift the
carried
skull.
Yeah.
Like, you would
Oh,
be
fuck.
dragging the skull, Paris. That's what I said
And
before.
even then,
It's worth it to note that there are also notes on other crew members, like the Lizard Man,
Mm-hmm.
whose name I conveniently forget. Guru, please.
I literally have a document that I sent you guys. It's
Oh
all
my
these
God.
things are in here. Yep.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it in Roven?
It's in it should be in Roven, yeah. It should be under the crew of the Thunderlord.
It does not easily forget as me.
NPR, if someone's unconscious or at 0 hit points, which is stable, it'll auto wake them.
Yes. So yes, as you cast the Cure Wounds, as you're asking this, you see Figment just like,
No, it went to sleep. They were knocked down to 0.
yeah, they were knocked to 0, so they were unconscious. But as soon as you put your hand on it, okay, no worries. So as soon as you're doing it, just like thinking, we'll just say you're thinking it to yourself. You just see Figment's eyes just like slowly open, just like, ow.
How you doing, Figment?
All right.
Took a really bad blow.
Oh, it's fine. I've taken worse. Oh my god, my voice is gonna be so not good for this.
Yumi will help him up.
Thank you.
It's appropriate. You just got knocked out.
That's true.
You haven't been knocked down for too long. It's maybe been 20, 30 minutes. The flare has been shot, and we're just waiting.
Actually,
Did we
Figment, we won. It's dead. And you have a few segments of its back on you, by the way.
Talking to me? Sorry, my headphones cut out.
She tied bits and pieces of its spine to you.
Me?
You.
Yeah. You wanted bone. She gave you bone. She figured that you would enjoy it.
Oh. That's magnificent. Thank you very much.
When you also gone, we found a weird book.
As you keep cutting out for me, I'm sorry.
He said they found a weird book while you were
When
out.
you were
Oh. Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, he didn't take it out.
You didn't take it out?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
That's what I mean. That would be.
I'm
That
sorry.
would
I
explain why he's
my
like, oh,
headphones
that's
are
fine.
garbage, and they're gonna keep. Oh my god, I can't hear anyone.
Can you hear me now?
He didn't say fine. He said mine. Not oh, that's fine. Oh, that's mine.
Oh, I thought he said fine. My apologies.
We're having a lot of Discord issues, I
I
think.
know, right?
I'm
That's
having
weird.
none.
Mine is just.
Yeah,
headset.
neither am I, honestly.
To be fair, I just misheard. That had nothing to do with Oz's connection or anything like that. I just misheard. Don't blame that on Oz. That was just me hearing bad.
So he said they found a weird book.
Yes, just a weird
Yeah.
book. Not bringing it out, just that
Yeah.
they found it.
Oh, what kind of book?
It has all of us described in it except you. Even some people on the ship.
Oh, that's mine.
You keep really weird notes.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I can't. Hang on.
He said you keep really weird notes.
Really? That's weird?
I mean, one of the key features you wrote down for Azaria was.
Okay.
He does air quotes. Wait, does he say okay to
Just like, okay, stop. I don't need her to know this.
In my misery!
Also, Oz under Storvener, make it Gear Forged, War Forged.
Correct. They're Gearforged, not Warforged.
Okay.
There was no war with which to form them.
Yeah, this your book. Here you go. No, just toss it to him.
Thank
By the
you.
way, I remember Trent saying that out loud. So
yeah, he did.
I'm gonna lean close to Figment's ear and just go, hot, huh? Really?
What?
She leans close to Figment's ear and goes, hot, huh?
Oh, that's Figment.
Really?
saying what?
She looks towards his
Real
eye.
hard to lean over when he was already standing.
Yeah.
I thought she's sitting.
You said I help him stand.
I said I help him up, not help him stand. Because he was on his back.
Fair enough.
This is not what Jesus died for. My fucking.
I wasn't expecting that.
I think you mean Jesus. Thank you.
Stop! No. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh my god, Limey's typing.
Excellent. All this is going down, Limey starts typing.
Well, I'm glad we won.
I mean, I didn't expect to get knocked out that quick, but sure. I'm gonna boil its fucking ribs and see what happens.
It happens. Figment opens the book, and it's reasonable that he'd have a pen on him, right, Guru, given the kind of person he is?
He would have the ink and quill on him with which to write more notes.
Cool. So he'll do that, I guess, while they're waiting, and he'll write about the they found.
The Naga.
Does he know what it is?
He had it said out loud by Dren.
Okay.
It's called a Naga.
Wig. Okay. Great.
Naga.
Wouldn't know anything about like the species beyond the name, right?
It was some form of undead Naga. You'd have to research more into it to know more, but with those defining traits, you probably will have at least a idea of what to look for. You're not sure if this thing was good, evil, what it was. It was made of bone, and it was something you had to put down.
I know the spell that hypnotized the heiress and Storvener.
I know someone rolled an Arcana check when it was doing that last time.
I think it was
Dren.
Dren, yeah.
What would I?
I'm back. What I miss?
Roll an Arcana check.
I heard my name.
Because we were trying to figure out who rolled the Arcana check to figure out that it used hypnotic pattern.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So not me.
No, it was you
Yeah,
that
you
made
knew.
that.
Yeah, you knew.
No, not me roll an Arcana check.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no.
I don't know
Does
if
a 12 do it?
12 does not do it.
Oh, okay. So
it
he's
u-
gonna
it,
turn
it,
to.
it used a spell that was very colorful and very
Pretty.
bewildering, apparently.
He's gonna turn to Dren, who is the other magic person in this party, and be like, "Hey, do you know what kind of spell it casts where it hypnotized
Hypnotic pattern.
Eris and
Hypnotic pattern. It's, I believe, a 3rd level spell, maybe, if I remember
Third.
correctly. 3rd tier, yeah.
would I know if there's any kind of spell that could heal that kind of effect or counter it?
Well, you can always grab Dispel Magic.
I was just wondering. That was out of character. Can I roll an Arcana
Drin would
check
know
for
Dispel
that?
Magic. For video reasons, Drin would know Dispel.
Because it's a spell that you would be able to get, you'd be aware that just something as a general knowledge thing that you would know, just based off of what you've been taught. Dispel Magic, yes, is counterspell is good for if like you're trying to counter it as it's being cast. If it's like something that's a persistent effect, Dispel Magic can dispel that, like the hypnotic pattern or such like that.
Okay.
Granted, I'm going to check something real quick by Dispel Magic. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect. So you can target a magical effect even if it's targeting multiple people, because it is one singular magic effect.
Wow, clerics don't get to spell magic? Is that?
They
hang
do.
on. Oh, they do. Okay,
They do, yeah.
That's why I said
Yeah,
that
you
you would
can
be able
see it.
to be aware of that, because the fact
Yeah.
that you, as a cleric, get access
Flipped
to
on the
Dispel
list
Magic.
and I didn't see it, so I was like wondering.
You're
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I just got a phone call.
You
That
got a phone
was
call
from
while-
earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't get counterspell. No, they don't.
No.
Clerics don't?
No.
That's.
This is
That's-
so sad. Can I get a
It's
in the chat?
reasonable.
Oh, it's
Trust me,
absolutely
I mean,
Paris.
I would suppose considering, but just
No,
You've
I
seen-
don't either.
Paris, think about this. You've seen what Bo can do normally. Think about if that man had counters.
fair enough.
Yeah. Like, you've seen the dumb things I can do already. Do they really need it?
Those dummy thick fucking items. I'm sorry. I can sense Don getting ready to kill me.
So you begin writing down more notes in your book, just on the new events of this creature, this Naga. It intrigues you.
I'll actually sit by Figment and start explaining all I know about a Naga through my research.
Big.
So you get more
Um,
information.
Yeah.
It gives you plenty of time. Tharius just kind of sits back and listens to it, trying to absorb the information. He definitely looks like he's got like a keen eye and is like nodding along to it. At some points he'll like tilt his head like, wait, what? But other than that, like, he's able to follow the majority of what you're saying. And eventually he's kind of like nodding along, just like, I could write a good song about that.
Fuck my tarot card.
What? Starts looking around like on the ground like, wait, where's your cards?
No, that was out of character. I need to find them.
Oh no.
I just
I don't know
realized
why,
which
but I just
character I was
imagined-
playing.
I don't know why, but I just imagine Dred doing that to fuck with it.
Like him immediately looking for the tarot cards. Dren just like pulls out tarot cards. Found him. Him. Oh,
Oh, by the way, if I didn't mention it, Dren, just so you know, it's not just loose tarot cards in his pocket.
oh
He's
no.
like a full clamshell wooden box that he keeps them in that is also finely detailed and colored.
Oh yeah, it is as
Which
flamboyant as he is.
Guru, I'll actually DM you a question.
Yes.
That was said with such joy that it was slightly freaky.
What? Me?
I don't know why. Yeah, that freaked me out. I don't know why.
Because that would be written on it, probably.
Oh.
The noise.
I have such a small room, and this fucking double bass takes up so much space. I keep
It's
tripping
a
over it a
double
little.
bass. What are you expecting?
Being able to walk. That's what I expected.
You expected wrong.
I can't believe Dren had fucking comprehend languages. Fucked up my shit. Okay,
Butters loves that spell.
I forgot that spell exists.
I have every single ritual spell you can get.
He really wanted. I mean, he doesn't have ritual caster yet, but you know, I can see him
I
getting
love
that at
that
some point.
yet.
I don't know what he's going to do, but I can imagine him doing it.
Every ritual spell you can get.
Mhm.
You mean at this level, or just in
Yeah.
general?
There
Okay.
aren't really- well, ritual spells really only exist at first level. They have some outliers, but it's hard to find.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, it has on the clamshell box on the top of it. It has sweeps spectacles of the world written on it.
Emblazoned on it.
Yeah, that's a better word for it.
I'm sorry, it has what emblazoned on it?
Sweeps spectacles of the world. Sweep is just. I accidentally went to click the apostrophe and I clicked Z somehow because I was pushing left shift. I was clicking left shift for the apostrophe,
No, I get
so it was sweeps with
Sweeps.
sweeps.
Sweep, sweep, sweep.
So, yeah.
You guys look up to the sky and you see the ship moving its way over.
That sounded like
And-
wings for 2 seconds, and I got scared. I'm like,
That's part of the way the sky ship looks, is that it has these, you know, masts that go out from side to side that act like wings. And this is the first time you've heard it from underneath. So just hearing it, it sounds like wings. Very slow wings. And when you look up, if you were, you know, had seen it from far away, it might be like albatross-like with how, you know, much wingspan it has technically. But as you see it coming to a stop, you guys see, oh, yep, that's our ride. And then you see a of a rope ladder that comes down through the trees. That's remarkably very long, but clearly it is useful enough for your needs.
Everyone, please go up first. I've always wanted to try some.
Someone's being a dick outside. Sorry, if you can hear that.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, good. Someone with their motorcycle is literally just revving up their engine outside. So
Oh,
I have
there's
no
a
idea if
South
they're...
Park joke I want to make, but I know I should.
Put it into OOC, don't mind me.
No, it's
Put
it's a
it
joke
there.
that I don't even think you guys would appreciate.
Okay, good. If we won't appreciate it, you can just shush. You want everyone else to go first, and then you want to go up last? Okay.
Yes, I want to go last.
Okay. So y'all begin climbing up, and as you are, who's at the top? Who's at the front?
I would have gone first. Shit. I
Um,
want the fuck out of here.
as you're you know going up, and as soon as you know Dren gets a little bit up,
Oh,
Yumi-
Jordan's not climbing.
trust me, I'm aware. This is going to get even more fun for you in a little bit.
Perfect.
Yumi, you suddenly hear someone talking to you. You can't see where they are. You don't know who it is. But all of a sudden, you hear, "It's your friend." Oh, hey, I know that you guys are wanting to get on board and all that stuff real fast. My recommendation: hold on tight. This is going to get a little bumpy. Just tell everyone down below. Pass the message.
Well, Storbener, Drin's at the very bottom because he requested it.
You say, "Oh, it's your friend."
No? Yeah, I said, oh, it's your friend.
Davina?
Navina, yeah.
All right, so she'll just look down. Hold on tight, or else you're probably gonna die.
Okay. Drin's at the bottom where I'm trying to like those like action movie scenes where like they're holding on to the base of the ladder and
Yeah.
just like kind of gun in one hand, hanging on with the other.
Oh,
He's like
yeah.
he's not like one-handing it, but he's like fully wrapped himself around safely. But he's definitely big chilling at the.
Oh, it's about to get even better.
Uh-huh.
So everyone begins, grabbing hold and like looping themselves as they need to make sure that they're not swinging around too much. And then you feel like a little like the entire ladder starts kind of like bumping a little bit. You're kind of like, okay, I can see why, like turbulence and whatnot. This should be okay. As it suddenly begins getting pulled upward towards the ship. And as soon as you guys are being pulled up, you can hear as the ship is beginning to take off away from the top of the tree line, and it just is pulling you up and 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 up, and up until you guys are literally being pulled up by this thing into the belly of the ship.
That's tight.
Oh yeah. So Dren, you're like action heroing it at the bottom, just like coming out of the forest tree line, getting this amazing view as you're being pulled up. Whoa. So and is starting to move forward. So yeah, you're actually doing an action hero stunt at the moment. When you said that, I was kind of amused myself because that was part of the surprise of that was that they actually only get you guys all onto the things that if anyone wanted to carry heavy stuff and were at the bottom to not slow anyone down, they could just crank it up. And one by one, you get pulled up first, and they kind of just have someone just kind of be like, basically they grab you and then just kind of like get you off as soon as you're like untangled, just like hup, grab you, pass you to another person who hups you onto the ship, and then they go to grab the next person, hupped. Even Storvener, they're like the guy looks at you as they see you getting up, and you see him like just like go into like this as he goes into a rage to ensure that he's able to get Story off. Because he's just like, oh no, I ain't dropping you today. So he's literally
Jesus Christ.
He's literally raging to avoid a hernia.
That's 525 pounds.
Oh yeah,
I really hope that he's got the brawny feet.
He's a big boy. He's a Goliath man.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he already has the powerful build to be able to lift that, but at the same time, he sees you and he's just like, I'm not risking this. I'm not risking the life of my fellow friends.
Just imagine once he puts him down, just everyone cheers this.
My leg! Hold my back! Hernia! Nah, he's had to deal with heavy things before. To ensure that no one who like lets go falls, because you guys haven't had enough time for your belts to recharge.
God damn it, where's does anybody have a chart?
Yeah, but Dren, you're the last one up, and no one has to grab you because since you're at the bottom, like literally the bottom rung, as soon as it's pulled up, the slot that you guys were pulled up into closes, and you're able to just kind of let yourself down. Although the guy who's like raging is like, he looks ready to grab you, and then like the person behind is just like, hey, whoa, chill, you're good, you got him. He's like, but
I'm not that light.
No, as soon as he started raging, he wasn't stopping. He was just like, I'm doing this. You can't stop me. I'm doing it.
So he kept taking damage?
No, he kept attacking by grappling.
Right, that's an attack option.
Yep.
Option.
Even
Those words just left my mouth.
You're fine, because even though it was technically willing, he was technically having to grapple you to ensure that you guys were positioned properly for him to move you to the next person.
Does he start getting manhandled a bit?
He almost does, but the other guy is like, oh, hey, and he basically is just like keeping him. Hey.
Better shift.
Hey.
Because you sound a little bit muffled.
Now?
Yes.
There we go.
It wasn't covered by any. My mic wasn't covered by anything.
Oh no. I just figured maybe you were laying down. I didn't know him. Yeet.
Just for clarification.
Oh.
So they weren't really expecting you guys to be done already.
I just imagine they were just like, oh, it'll take them like a day or two. Just like 2 hours later, hey, yo, we need pickup. What?
Alright.
Guru, I've had time to think. Drin's been going over his head, like, we got an MO of how things were dying. Was there, like, does he have near 100%, like, confidence that they did kill the right thing?
Roll an intelligence check. With advantage
Okay.
because you've been taking notes and taking the time to think this over. No, the magnetic attraction thing, as soon as that's turned over, that is a constant.
I need to get flat surface, I just realized, because I think my shit's getting caught.
You're fine. I getcha.
$15.
One second. There's a specific reason for that, which is why they recommend that you be careful going towards the core. The core area is one area where your belt actually is not supposed to be on, because if you get too close to the core, it'll try and pull you towards it.
Oh!
Yeah, it's one of the only rooms that belts off.
Do they have a sign on the door?
Yes, no belts allowed in the core room, unless you have it on the alternate setting, which most people just turn to the alternate setting. Just
Switch
to
it
make
to
sure.
Wombo.
Oh, guys, what if we get in a fight one day in the core room? We put our belt on somebody, then switch.
I think that would hurt the core is the problem.
It might, but I mean, it would definitely hurt the person too.
It would hurt the person and give us time to bounce.
That's the equivalent of like action movie throwing someone into the plane.
The plane's engine.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
We're back on the boat.
Yes, you're back on the
Mhm.
boat.
Alright.
But where's the 15 getting a girder?
You 80%.
80%.
You didn't see that You didn't see lightning come specifically from this creature, but its size says that it should be the right height for it. It's more certain than it has any right to be in your mind, but at the same time, that should be enough to be able to show these to the people and be like, hey, at the very least, this was something that was causing issues. We saw what it did to some of the creatures when we landed. This was clearly something that was, likely the cause of these issues.
I
I'm
think
letting
that's
you know.
gonna walk. Oh, sorry.
This was the quest to the should be the
Quest.
quest.
Do we know
gonna
how much
walk
money
up-
we get for each quest?
You do not. But that is because that is something that the captain will dish out once you guys have returned, because that's where you guys get to earn and spend your money. This was the quest to the Larthel Forest. Yeah, I didn't say what it was because I was pulling up the name to make sure I didn't say it wrong.
Fucking piece of hair just blew across my leg and I thought it was a spider just running past.
Alright, well, that was an eventful day, huh?
I would imagine, Captain says, just kind of looking at your spoils in particular. Just kind of looks it over for a second, just kind of like,
I'm about 80% confident this is the right thing. It
I know
was-
we're getting paid.
Well, it was because we saw evidence of light. We saw what it did to one of its victims, and it seemed to match the MO a little bit. But we also saw trails of lightning heading to the body, and we saw the thing casting spells. But I am not.
We never saw any like
We never saw it cast the lightning spell. But then again, we defeated it quick enough where it might not have had time.
because it did try to run at first.
tried to run.
Yeah, it did. I think it's a smart enough creature. I think was looking to gather its thoughts first, or come up with a plan of some sort.
Probably knew it was outnumbered and tried to run it first.
That doesn't matter to some creatures.
Well, if it was smart enough to realize that there was more than enough of you to take it on, it may have been. Smart creatures tend to be more wary. Even dumb creatures tend to be wary.
Hey, do you want
Regardless,
to know when I got off of it?
he looks down at it. You would probably have a better chance if you were trying to get that with the bone makers. If you need directions, we can definitely go ahead, speak.
Steven's holding the bone right in front of his face, by the way. I don't know how.
That's why I reacted like that, because I figured you'd be the sort of person to just shove it right in their face, like, you want to have this?
Yeah. Like, hey, look at this.
Mm-hmm. You probably want to speak to the bone makers.
Figment, I have a question for you too.
There's you cut out again.
Figment, I have a question for you too.
Yeah.
In Celestial, I'll say, why is Storvener too large and why is Yumiko too small?
I am discriminatory based on height. That's why.
What?
Yeah, I said that.
Alright, man. You do you. No. Just.
I don't gotta roll anything for that, right? Hang on.
No. Just keep your dice on hand.
Yeah.
After he pushes the bone back away from his face, as you've been holding in front of it while looking and talking to Dren, he makes a motion. If you need anyone to help guide you to it, Bone Chill is not the head, but he is amongst those who do work with bone making.
Oh, interesting. I've worked with bone in years.
You see Bone Chill just kind of sitting back towards one of the shaded areas, just flipping his Yeti knife in his hands, and kind of just leans forward slowly, hood over his head, with just his shadowed eyes and a big toothy grin on his face.
He's trying to whisper something under his breath.
Okay, look here, Edgelord. You need to back up just a little bit.
Kind of what he whispered.
What are you talking
He's like-
about? No, an edgelord.
Don't chill. Will you buy this stuff off of me?
What's it made of?
Naga.
Naga?
Ribs ain't gonna be much use for making my kind of fun. That's more of a potion maker sort of thing.
Okay, man.
But what?
You say you're not edgy, but then you proceed to say that's not my kind of fun when talking about bone, wearing a hood indoors, and, like, come on, man. You gotta admit, you're a little edgy.
Dren sitting here like, admit it!
He like tilts his head and just like, I like wearing my hood up. Wait, my hood's up? Like, puts his hands on his head and just like pushes it back.
Your name is also Bone Chill, but I won't fault you for that one.
To be
Well,
fair,
that's a lizard folk thing, actually.
thank
I
you.
said I wouldn't
Someone
fault you
who
for that one.
understands.
That's
Okay.
also why I said I wouldn't fault you for that one.
Thank you. Look, bones are my deal, and that's why I call it Bone Chill. I know a variety of useful tidbits, and from my tribe where I grew up, making weapons out of bones, darts, spears, clubs, great clubs, etc. That's more my speed. Making potions, kind of like he does like this half shrug, just like I don't know, kind of motion. I'm not exactly the brewing sort, so that's not my thing. I'm not lying to you. I'm just telling you as it is. I mean, I could make that into a club if you're looking to have
Is there a
Some people
brewery
had.
in the vicinity?
I don't think you would look for a brewery. A brewery is alcohol.
Like
It's something
potion. A potion
alchemy
maker.
shop.
We tend to not have alchemy aboard ships. No offense to those who are of the talent.
Let's
Just
burn
don't
down a
want it.
ship. It's fine.
See, I'm glad you understand. Intelligent folk get a long way down here. He gives you like a respectful nod. Back on cloud form, there's plenty of alchemists who probably be willing to buy that for, I'd say. They're trying to make their starting offer, I'd say around 15 gold. Haggle it right, try and bump it up to
I
25.
almost died for these ribs. They'd better give me more.
Yeah, at the very least, try and aim for 25. Offer
Back.
them 30 to 50. Since, as you said, you almost died for those. Might as well get something good out of it, eh?
What did I come back to? What the hell?
Bone Chill's talking about the logistics of selling the Naga bone.
What about the skull?
He looks at the skull and you see his eyes widen just a little bit,
You could-
just like licks
You
his
could
lips
honestly
slowly.
probably sell that to someone who just wants to put it on their mantle.
If you're not wanting to put it on your mantle, those are beauties right there. That's what those are. Good teeth. Make all sorts of stuff with that. You sell it?
Interesting. I didn't know lizard folk had saliva glands.
We don't. I have a tongue though. Sticks out his tongue. It goes a long way.
Her eyebrows
Art
just
the million.
raise.
Pulls it back into his mouth. Sorry, didn't mean to show off.
It is E-Part Chameleon. Holy shit, did I know that? My spiritual weapon sometimes. Hang on.
Not this particular lizard folk. He is not part chameleon.
Okay,
I just go,
fuck.
alright, and I'll just go upstairs. Jen's just like fucking done. Like, he's trying to reach an itch in the center of his back as he walks up.
Need help there, Drim?
I got it, and Dragon will land on my shoulder and start pecking the center of my back, hang upside down.
As you're walking past, you see Bone Choke hold my hand for a second. Hold on, friend. Reaches down slowly into one of the shadowy corners and
I swear to God, if he does
pulls
this,
out it's clearly made of some kind of bone with attached to some wood, but it's also clearly a back scratcher.
yeah, that's what I thought.
He offers it to you.
Alright, I'll just take it, thank you. He'll be itching his back for a while.
Yeah, it's surprisingly very useful. You're like, yeah. To be fair, it's made from some creatures' finger bones. If you want to ask about it, you can, but I don't think you wanna.
I do. What's it made of?
Finger bones.
From what?
Based off the size of them, you would guess that they're made from some kind of creature, either a.
I think Yumi actually asked the lizard
Yeah.
folk.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You asked what kind of bones?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good hunt there. It was one of the minor hunts. Sometimes you get a thing where people make a big deal out of it, but then again, big cats like that, they're not as fun as yetis, but they give me good stuff to work with. In fact,
I noticed you still haven't answered the question.
hold your horses. They still have horses down there, right? They probably all gotten eaten. Never mind. He reaches down and he pulls his boot up and just kind of crosses his leg over, and he reaches in and he pulls out from the boot this curved blade that is clearly a big ass tooth. That is basically just a big old knife tooth. That is just the tooth with some added bits to give it a handle.
It's not fucking Sabertooth's fucking tooth.
This is the tooth of a saber-fang cat.
Would I know about those, considering,
Nature check.
Oh shit, what I know?
You as well.
I'm good
Yeah,
at this.
same. Okay.
You as well.
I got a 4 plus 6. 10.
So a 10.
You would not.
Oh fuck.
I just ask because I'm from the north and I know Sabertooth lived in more Arctic.
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. Hang on. That's perception.
No worries. Strovener likely wouldn't roll because he's from the south, not the north.
Can I use that roll, though, and just change it to my nature?
What's your nature?
It's +6, so it would be one more.
Okay. You know.
Thank you.
And so does Paris.
Oh, it's a saber tooth.
Saberfang. Yeah.
Tooth.
Fang.
Oh, for the love of it. They're both the same thing.
Exactly. So why don't you allow me to have my name cloned as Saberfang?
It is a saber thing.
Because you're correcting me.
Yeah, my tribe calls it a Saberfang. Who the
And my
fuck's
people
eating
call it a
chips?
saber tooth.
Yeah. Congrats. Your people have a very strange way of calling it.
Bold, coming from the guy who has a fucking bone kink.
He looks offended.
Damn. Call a man out, why don't you?
I don't have a fetish for bones. Please, I have class. I have a fetish for weapons.
Wouldn't that technically mean you have a fetish for the bones as well, since the bone makes up the weapon?
I mean, it could be made of steel. You don't know. You don't know my life. Stop acting like my mom. He pulls up his hood and walks away.
She pats his back when he walks past. Calm down, I'm just fucking with you.
He still walks away. You just watch the captain watch this interaction and kind of just leans down. He'll probably forget after the third cup of mead, but try not to push him to that. I like him sober when he's working on his stools. I don't need him to start flailing around with something that might be poisoned.
Hey, he started an argument he couldn't win.
To be fair, you were instigating the argument. I watched that. Just because he was correcting you didn't mean you had to instigate that. He's probably going to up the price for you making anything out of your bones right now, but that's to be fair. He's one of the better people on the ship who can do this.
I love the system of victim blaming that's going on here.
Well, I'm not saying that you're the victim here. I'm not saying he's the victim here. I'm just saying that either way, it should have just been stopped. Whether you were in the right or not. At a certain point, it just becomes an endless loop.
Just like Karg.
And this is why I don't deal with people, and she will head upstairs.
He kind of just shakes his head. As soon as she's out of earshot, I always did want someone to start telling him that it was saber-toothed tigers, not saber fangs. That's the reason why I didn't stop her when she was doing it. Otherwise, I'd have stepped in. She's got spunk and class, but might have a bit too much mouth for her mind. I like it.
Karg has the moron. What is it, Paris? What's the moron? How you like morons?
Moral sexual?
Yeah. I didn't mean Karg. Sorry, take it.
Darius. Darius just like nods slowly. I know. I just couldn't tell when it was a good time to step in to stop the situation. And if I start talking, people tend to either start getting drunk, dancing, or I end up with a black eye, and usually with myself in prison for throwing another person in through a window. That was a good Tuesday.
I love that he remembers what day it was.
He walks upstairs to follow after you. The captain's just watching him, just like, wait, what? Looks back to Azarius, just like points to him. Gives like a what?
Good. I'd like to go to the library.
Okay.
As would I.
And
That's
nerd.
under the you're a nerd too.
That's why I said nerds, plural.
I'm gonna see if I can find someone to punch.
Darius is ready.
Darius' body is ready.
And willing.
He's happy to spar with you.
Oh, I realized I got key points back.
Yep, short rest.
Yep, short rest. Short rest. And I will be basically, I want to find a book or try to get a book on like where's the next place we're going?
The next place you're going is to the mountains. Should
And
be-
and what was the description of the thing we're going to get?
there have been creatures that have been hounding residents when they go out to hunt, driving into some sort of peril. Potentially other creatures are hounding, and then there's a main creature that's doing the actual killing. All they know is that
Yeah.
one person that they found was covered in frost.
I'm looking for ice-based monsters in the mountains, or frost-based mountains. That's
I will too, but I'd also like to more generally look at the creatures that we might find in a mountain, just in case we run into something else as we're looking.
Figment's
We
just
can-
gonna study his gnomish book.
and I'll just go. It's alright. We can cross-reference notes. This will be quite.
Okay.
I do bet. Better than one.
All right, both of you roll an investigation check.
Investigation. Okay, let's see what I get. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh my god, 26.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, nat 20.
Jeez, go off, dude.
And you're just looking in broad spectrum ice monsters, and while Azaria is looking broad spectrum
Ice
mountain
monsters that can be found in
Ooh,
mountains.
23.
23.
Almost a natural 20.
Of course.
Aw. It keeps happening.
I'm on my phone. It's fine.
Happening. All right, so one second here. Huh. I always say, low is high for certain rolls and such like that. So, this is definitely going to be interesting because I just rolled a 2.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
So you guys begin cross-referencing, looking around, trying to go through it. Azaria is looking specifically for things that are in the mountains, while Dren is looking more towards things that are
Cold in nature.
cold in nature,
Yeah.
ice-based
That
creatures.
can maybe be. That if they can be found in the mountains, it could be
Mhm.
more useful.
As you're looking it over, you eventually have several books laid out in front of you. I'm guessing you're taking your time. You've got plenty of time before you actually get there.
Yes, but I'm also going. Do they allow us to take them away from the library?
They ask that you don't, just because they don't want a book to fall off of the edge of the ship.
What if I don't go above deck?
I mean, keeping it downstairs is okay, but they also can't control what you do with the book. Whether maybe you want to go upstairs for some air while you do it. Which
Yeah, they like
understand.
regulars here.
They losing any bits of knowledge can be an extreme detriment to them.
Yeah. So am I not allowed to?
You're not allowed to.
Damn it! I wanted to go into the hot tub.
Again.
They definitely wouldn't have let you go in the hot tub.
Yeah!
I'm not gonna put
Maroon.
the books in the water.
You might drop it.
It's a water weird. The water
I'm
might
not-
get on the books.
I'm not reading it over the water either.
No, he'll be reading it with it on the
Yeah.
side, but when people get in, sometimes the water can splash out. So, again, that would be another thing that'd be like immediately crossing their arms, just like no.
Boring.
Yeah, there's no with a English is gone from me. Come back.
You
Hold on,
don't
wait.
say.
Uninstalled. Uninstalled.
Hold on.
Uninstalled.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, restart it. The printing press most certainly has not been invented in this world, seeing as how they have not had enough time and stability to be able to create such an invention. So all of these are handwritten.
Well, then Dren is most definitely using that goddamn back scratcher for the rest of the.
No worries. As you're looking it over, you eventually get a decent collection of books, which range in what you might encounter, ranging from things like winter wolves, saber-toothed cats, just mountain cats, going all the way up to things like yeti, white dragons, things of that nature.
Well, can a Yeti breathe ice or like cause someone to be frozen?
Certain Yeti have a frigid ability, which I believe is actually a frigid gaze,
Yeah, it
but
is.
not a frigid breath, which that doesn't quite coincide with what you're looking over. While Azaria is also looking it over, pulling up some other stuff, you notice one of the books that Azaria pulled out, and you just kind of like idly spin it around to look it over as you flip through some of the pages, and then you pause on one part of it, which is a bit about some folklore from the mountain range. You get up and you actually look for another book and pull it out, basically to cross-reference it, and the answer that you see regarding some of the details of this folklore coincide with creatures referred to as ice mephits. These do have a way of freezing things with a frost breath.
Do they seem like a type of thing that would just? You said one thing was the main thing that was hurting people,
Mhm.
and then the other thing was like the one that killed.
One thing was heckling, possibly
Yeah.
killing. It's uncertain, and something. I mean, if they weren't coming back, then if those things weren't killing it, there was something else they were driving it towards.
So would the methods make sense for uh the first one, the like heckling, like hack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the fact that they are cruel, they are dangerous, and they would have absolutely no regard for the life of other creatures. They would just torment things to torment them, and if they're helping some other creature, they would probably just do it just to get some kicks off. They are mean
Can
and cold-hearted creatures.
Can I see what I know about
About
methods?
since you have the book in front of you, that's what your 26 investigation got you.
Yeah.
You need at least a 25 to actually find out this sort of information. So, wrong book. Pull this up real
Thank
quick.
you.
I've already given you a little bit about what kind of personality traits these creatures can have.
I kind of want to know if I know what they might work with. Creatures.
That you're not 100% certain. Because of the fact that it's like basically any creature of its element as a commanding evil presence has a potential to do it, which implies at least some form of intelligence. But even if it's unintelligent, these creatures are at the very least smart enough to know, hey, we can watch things be absolutely destroyed and frozen over or killed if we move things from one place to another. So it could be a variety of different things, ranging from an intelligent creature to a non-intelligent one. Because of the information based around what you're pulling up specifically about the mountains, Azaria, you know that these mountains have not seen a dragon in a good 120 years.
Let's hope it's not a dragon, because then, ha ha ha, funny.
One other thing you do read about in the book about mephits is that they tend to die violently.
Yeah. So, killing them is going to be a bitch in the ass. But I could say methods are probably our best bet of what we're looking at least a little bit.
But let's hope that's all that's there.
Say that again.
Let's hope that's all that's there.
That'd probably be too easy.
What is that noise?
Not even saying that methods would be easy, but it would be too simple for it just to be methods, probably.
What is that noise?
Mad Mike is having a seizure.
I'm on mute, so I don't think
There's a high-pitched whine coming from you.
Oh, fun. Hold on.
It might be the phone, not the phone jack, the headphone jack if he has one.
Nah, I'm not using it. I'm on wireless, so it could be that.
That could potentially be it.
But go on. Sorry.
Wait, how long did that take us to do?
A couple hours.
Not too bad.
So what
Good
time
2
of
hours
day
drive.
would it be?
By now, it's getting close to evening, as in sundown is beginning, and you can smell the faint, strong scent of food. Meaning
Wow.
that you like, as you're coming out of the stupor of knowledge, you realize that the entire room smells of it because food is being cooked and it's ready.
Oh, it's ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you. Go and eat. Go and lay in that pool for a bit.
That sounds like a fine idea. Guru, I meant to mention this last session. On our way to the Cloud City and as well our journey to the forest, I would have wanted to be using the fitness facilities.
Okay.
I didn't know if I had to do anything for that or.
Anything specific that you wanted to do?
Cardio, probably yoga, and parkour. Something to keep me agile. Being on a ship is not very conducive.
Just like the
to
idea
one
of their version of keeping you agile. There's an old man in a wheelchair that says "Dodge a wrench, dodge a ball," and just chucks wrenches.
I'm fine with that.
But yes, I will get food from good Warforged man,
Mm-hmm.
Gearforged man. Tasty and/or scrumptious.
It is both. It is scrumptiously
The
tasty.
or scrumptious.
God bless you, Figment. God bless you. Sorry.
Well, it depends on your beliefs. You could worship a single god or multiple.
gods.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's the one you worship.
Yeah, if you worship a specific god, then you would say, "Your God bless you." But most people just go like, "God's bless you," just to. It's like a blanket term, essentially.
It's the happy holidays of
Mhm.
God. Not Merry Christmas, not Happy Hanukkah or anything like that. Just Happy Holidays.
Uh,
All of them.
this is a wonderfully accurate analogy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then I'll just he'd mostly just after he ate, just go and chill in that hot tub, nice and warm.
Nice, warm, and relaxing.
So I've tested this theory before, Don. That if I walk, or I can walk on the side of the ship,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, Yumi's just walking literally the length of the ship.
Okay.
She has a rope tied to the mast just in case some shit happens.
It's a very big ship, Paris. You'd only be able to walk so far if you had a rope tied to the mast.
I don't mean like vertical. I mean like she's going across the side under, and then like back up. If that makes sense. It's like how you walk halfway down a street and then turn around and walk back up.
Ah. Tharius might be closer for that. Because it would be more than the length of rope you currently have.
She'll tie it to the big Minotaur.
If we're going to the mountain, I should probably keep dragging now, shouldn't I?
Up to you.
I doesn't care if you could.
I know.
Would you ask?
I was just like in general that if we're all eating supper.
She'll nod her head.
Wait, what was the
Probably.
question? I missed it.
And
Well,
dragon.
Yeah. I should probably keep dragging
You might change him into something a bit more conducive to the environment. Perhaps
Snowy owls are
snowy owl.
usually in.
Well, the thing is, I only got 2 more uses of that. So,
I think he'll
Do
be
we-
fine in his normal form.
well, I'm not gonna make him a dragon just yet.
Yeah, wasn't his normal form the little, like, makes like a motioning?
No, she's referring to what he is right now, an owl. His normal form is a little snake.
Yeah.
Cobra. See?
Story.
Speaking of, actually, Don,
Go ahead.
would I be able to create another little creature? Or work on the one that I have now, I suppose, to try and improve it?
Yeah. You can do that during a short rest.
I'll be doing that while I'm eating.
And Storvener, what is it that you would like to do?
He's working on them culinary tools, baby.
Mhm.
Of course. He's trying to get that good cooking on. Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure, just in case he wanted to poke anyone in the meantime.
Once again, Dren is an awfully good multitasker if you want to come talk to him while he's reading at all. Like, it's one of the few things he's good at.
Don, I actually have another question.
That being,
How efficient do you think Tinker's tools are in terms of improving little machinery?
not incredibly, because as much as you're trying to improve it, there's only so much you can do before you're essentially removing parts that are essential for it to work and trying to replace with things that may or may not improve it.
I'm asking, can I have it respond to stimuli? Like, can I tinker to make it do that?
Because
Kind
it's
of
a
thing,
mechanical type of item, I'm going to say no, not without some sort of way with which for it to respond to
You probably need a bit of magic.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Nafina?
She's working on her job in the core.
She's a fucking job there.
It's a rhetorical question, you fuckwads.
You know what? Just for that, he taps your mechanical object. It now smells like
Smells like what?
beef.
I smell like beef.
God damn it, no, not
Exactly.
the salad fingers bullshit. She doesn't seem affected by this. I have a snowcat as a pet back home. The smell of meat is not something I'm unfamiliar with.
I wasn't doing it or something bad. I just not felt like doing it.
Why would you make it? Motherfucker!
What?
Oh, never mind.
Now, if you mind me, I'm done eating, so to the tub I go. And Jern just walks away. Yes, Jern is going back to the hot tub.
You have an obsession with that place.
It makes him comfy.
Welcome back.
I forgot that I had darts on my person.
Oh, would you talk about story? Sorry, Dwayne.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably would end up poking his head into the discussion about the next area of their mission. With, I mean, unless Dren and Azaria are just not going to talk about that at meal or whatnot.
Nazaria would probably talk about the next mission, but also the mission we were just on.
Mm-hmm.
Not every day one encounters a bone naga and lives to tell the tale after all. Probably also inquire as to Storvener. Not every day one meets a rock golem either, after all.
Not having knowledge of specific things doesn't mean that you can't add things of significance.
I know jack shit about everything.
So, Storvener, I must ask, where did he hail from?
It'd be interesting to see.
What's happening?
We're waiting
He's
on Storvener
typing.
to type.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
No, I saw him typing. I come from the far south of here, in a forest of sorts. Don't really have a home, if that's what you're asking. I have been traveling since I was created. Just to put voice to what he's
Do you
saying.
know who created you?
Up to you, man. If you don't feel yet like you have the voice and you want to type it out, I'll read it for you. No worries. Just type in what you
Agreed.
need to say. Or need said, rather.
Question: am I here for this conversation? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
this is when we're all eating.
Getting... Okay,
You're
thank
getting
you.
the good foods when you that way.
What did you ask?
Do you know who created you?
Um, it's really hard to think. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
He would say, I was created by some other followers of Mother Nature.
Oh.
It was some sort of ritual, I think. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I didn't
So
really
you
understand
were
anything about it.
so you were a gift from Mother Nature herself.
I suppose. I wasn't chosen by Mother Nature, if that's what you mean. I was just made. Something I don't really like talking about in public. But I was made
Alright.
using. I was made using the soul of another.
Oh. Gives this face of like, alright. Like
Someone who was deceased.
oh.
I
Oh.
unfortunately
Were they
don't know
like
much about their life. But
so technically you're a reincarnated person, but you don't know your past life.
I suppose you could say that, yes.
That's wild. Guru, what do I know about reincarnation magics?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Or religion if you're feeling lucky.
It's the same thing. I'm equally proficient in
Part
both.
of me wants to roll religion, but I don't know if I can.
Sure. I mean, if you're at the table.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeet. Okay. I'll be. Yeah, 18 as well. 12.
Let's see. Arcana or religion, eh?
Yes.
I'm not terribly good in either of them, but let's see.
I'll go Arcana route. Know the magical effects that it takes on someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's accurate.
You're kind of thinking about it, you're like, you didn't really pay much attention to religious speak. You were too busy wandering the wilds and, having a good time. You had to listen to various teachings, and so even though it was like, this isn't quite what I had in mind, but I'll take it. This was something that you would, 20, that you did have basically peek up in your head. And obviously, Figment, you were interested in all sorts of things for our Arcana and Dren. What'd you roll?
18.
18.
18.
Yep. You also you read into a few things, just being like, checking to see like what the ideas or thoughts of it were regarding such things. Reincarnation is religiously simple, arcanically a mess. Religiously, it's a simple thing. You do good things, you do bad things, and your soul is sent to the afterlife, at which point you can either be sent to the world beyond where you can finally be at rest, or if you feel like your soul is that one of adventure, you would basically be like, hey, yo, put me back in, coach, and you can be sent back, and your soul could be pretty much anywhere. Generally, reincarnation into a different creature form is supposedly something that can happen if it's like you were a bad person in life and so you get sent to a place where you're going to learn about the hardships of the world, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Or you might be sent to a better place if it'll teach you more patience and respect, things of that nature. Granted, that's all on the religion side of things. On the Arcana side of things, oh boy, is there a whole bunch of stuff with that, because there's an actual spell called Reincarnate, which when a person dies, you can literally just bring that person back as a different entity. However, when you do so, they're still technically the same mindset, the same sort of person that they were leading up to that point, except for the fact that they're now a different species, a different race, sometimes even a different gender. This kind of reincarnation that Storvner's talking about doesn't seem to correlate more with the Arcana side of things, but the idea of having a person created as part of a religious reincarnation is, while skeptical, it's possible, but it doesn't match up with any of the arcana that you know.
Yeah. So, Stormer, don't think of it like, you know how you said you were made with the sacrifice of the soul, right? Somewhat.
Right. Guru, did you read what I DM, by the way?
Oh, I'm gonna
Um,
read it right now. Didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't quite say that.
I know you didn't quite say it, but I'm, just whatever. I'm just saying, well, you should never think of it like that. You should more think of it as you, as a soul, got a second chance at all.
Hmm.
Enjoy it. Have fun. No?
I see.
Who knows?
What a-
Maybe
what a-
one day you'll get memories of something.
What a nice gesture.
Reincarnation usually doesn't work how you describe it as either. Usually you remember what your past life was. With this is more interesting.
But he also wasn't reincarnated in a traditional, well, I shouldn't say traditional, but you understand what I say, body.
I think he probably wasn't reincarnated in a traditional way. Which
Yeah.
is why he might not remember.
You're a special cookie.
He's a beautiful piece of work, is what he is.
Quite the interesting body, to be sure.
Well, the thing is, he's not just a machine.
Boulder Dash.
Boulder Dash!
I'm just trying to make the world a little bit of a better place. That's all.
Yeah. He's not, like... How does it work becoming a gift boy? Are you actually, like, made, or is your body just gifted?
As far as I know, it's just stone and hair. Stone and magic.
Do
So
I
it's,
know?
Quite gears.
so it's nothing about mechanical in the first place.
Do I know anything about Gear Forge, Zon? Well, other than what Story has told me.
History check.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Can I do a nature check instead, or does it have to be?
Rip!
You can do a nature check.
It's the same either way for me.
That's a 10?
I'm doing a nature check.
10.
Go with what I'm strong with.
With your 10, I mean, everything that Story is saying seems to be matching up.
We have no idea.
All of you are looking at Story, just kind of nodding slowly for a
Girl.
minute, just like,
Except for Dren.
what's Dren?
Here. In roll 20. Natural 18.
24. There is nothing mechanical, like no gears, no, like they're simple moving parts, like a joint or a hinge, things of that nature to give it motion, but there's no actual like mechanics. This isn't specifically like you can have a tinker's just move over and start trying to tinker with them specifically because of the nature magic that is supposedly flowing through them, almost like blood.
Yeah. So, Yumigo, you couldn't really tinker on him, you know that.
That doesn't mean that I can't study him.
Did she cut out for anybody else?
Did I?
No.
I didn't cut out for me.
I just heard doesn't mean I can't,
She said it doesn't mean I can't study him. Because she hasn't been trying to
No.
tinker on him. She's literally just been
Sorry.
looking him over.
Yeah.
Story would say, like, well, she might not be able to tinker with what's inside, but perhaps something around the outside of the or
She could
something.
add something, maybe.
Mm.
Would that also be maybe dangerous? Depending on how it's done.
The main thing that would be mechanical is his he does have an inset set of tools that are like part of him that would have moving parts that are mechanical.
Oh yeah, true. What is your, like, most Gearforges have some kind of, like, part made into them. What is yours? If you have one.
I don't quite, actually. I do have rather strong hands. But I suppose that's with anything that's made out of stone.
Yeah.
Well, you're also the size of a small house.
It's a very.
I do know
packed house.
I'm rather a lot larger than most Gearforged that I've seen. Primarily the cook, but hello.
Sorry.
Sorry, we thought you were going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard everything go silent after it was finished.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Well, based on the fact that you were made to be a paladin, and out of character, do I know if the Gearforged gentleman, when he was created by a specific person for a specific task, or?
If you mean if they are created for a specific.
Yeah, like, is it like you create one for being like a paladin, or like a soldier, or like a cook, or
Based
is
off
it
your
like
nature
you just?
check, you have no idea.
Cool.
This is fascinating.
Well, there's always either way. Yeah, very interesting to say the least. Yeah. Then second chances are always worthwhile.
I'm sure they are.
You
And I'll
mean
try to make the most of it.
Yumi at this point has gotten up and is walking around Stormiter. She's given up on her little creation. Man, you cut out.
In favor of that other creation you were talking about? Because I'm pretty sure Zarya remembers that, and she's waiting for you to bring it up.
What?
Which creation? I never brought. If we're talking about the general thing, I never brought that up in character.
Oh, never mind then.
I have never brought up. I should install a dick on Stormiter in character. As if your laughs. Story. You do me a
Yeah.
favor.
What?
You lift your arm for me.
Which one?
Are you saying if he's ticklish?
Left. No.
I left my left arm.
Can- Can you feel touch, actually? And she's like poking him as she asks this.
I assume I can, Guru.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Excuse me. There's even a little bit of almost like a skin-like feel where it gives it certain points, but it's still got that firmness of that stone look to certain parts of it, like an armoring.
Oh, yeah. I kind of now you say that, I kind of imagine it like a thin, almost invisible film of magic,
Essentially,
just kind of like running very thinly across the surface.
feels like skin, but at the same time, as you're pushing into it, you're like, "What is that?" It's so weird, but at the same time, you're looking at it with like, "Yes, I want to know more."
I'm sorry, my brain got preoccupied with something else.
How dare?
Now I'm actually tempted to tickle him. Now that things have been pointed out to me, Butters.
Huh?
You said, what are you trying to check if he's ticklish? And now I'm curious to see if he does feel at all a tickling sensation. So, I'm gonna poke the armpit.
He goes, ow.
Storveners.
He would just kind of feel
Oh,
it,
I-
like, huh? Why are you poking down there?
Oh, some people are ticklish. I want to see if maybe you would feel it like that or not. Either way, she's studying his outer layer. You're an onion.
Layers!
She's just kind of like looking over his skin, essentially trying to figure out if she could improve his quote-unquote armor in any way. Since you did say there were certain parts of him that were, in a sense, mechanical and not magical.
The joints and stuff, yeah. I wonder, actually. You can keep going, by the way. I'm just thinking out loud.
You're fine.
Dawn, would I be able to?
What are you doing exactly?
She's trying to figure out if there's a way that she can, like, improve his armor, make him harder to hit. If it's his joints that are mechanical, it's, if his joints are the pieces that are mechanical, she's wondering if there's a way that she can improve those, so, like, if it is hit, it's harder to affect him.
Roll... I'll allow you to add your proficiency bonus, so roll it with your Tinker's Tools intelligence check. Because this is essentially you are investigating the bits and bobbles of him to see what you can find out. Okay,
Well,
you're kind of poking at him, trying to figure it out. You swear that at certain points this should be changeable in some way. This should be movable in some way. But you just probably need more time to actually, get a chance to really, dig your fingers in and,
Story, you and I need to have a date so I can study these a little bit more.
A date?
Turn of phrase.
I'll help you pick out
I
a
thought
nice
you-
house.
Figment, who has been nose deep in his
I-
book for like the past entire
I
conversation, looks
I'm-
up and goes, "You going on a date?"
I'm
Darius pokes at
looking.
her
I'm looking between Dran and Yumiko. Like, you mean today's date?
Date means hang out, lovely.
No.
And
No.
maybe sometimes more.
Depending upon if it's a romantic or
Out.
platonic date. Calm down, Tharius. I'm not hitting on the golem.
I can wait.
I do not understand this. A lot of people were talking at the same time.
She wants to
Okay,
say
so-
hi to you alone and look you over.
There's a way that I can improve on your joints. I just need time.
I see. Well, why didn't you say so? Of course I will.
Oh, this is all complex, and then we just had to literally say that.
I will.
I know what I'm talking about.
I will twist my hand and a bow tie appears in my hand, and I'll put it around. I'll put it around
Story.
Story's neck.
Oh my god.
What a cute little thing. He taps the bow tie.
It's gone. Just poofs. It only stays for 6 seconds.
I
Oh.
I was wondering if you know what love is.
Who are you talking
12 seconds.
He's asking Sturvener if he knows what love is.
I want to know what love. I was trying so desperately not to.
I want you to show me.
Don't make me get my double bass out and try to learn that right now.
No, your
Story
fingers need to relax.
would reply, I've heard the word before, and a few people have described it to me. Particularly Yumiko talked about, should probably keep that a secret. He taps his nose. But as far as I know, it's like a friendship, but something a bit more intimate.
Oh, honey.
No, it's pretty accurate, I could say.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
I mean, I've never been on a date. But that's just me.
Is that now how you see it, Figment? He's got a piece of broccoli sticking out of his mouth. He's looks at you.
God, when was the last time we had a date? Story, sweet. Not story.
How do
Tharius.
Story, sweetheart. We need to go on a date. Yeah, what you can say?
Aw.
Paris,
She-
what are you gonna say?
She was just muttering like it's been a while since her and Tharius have gone on a date. Also, Tharius has food in his mouth, so she was pointing that out. Or in, sticking out of.
You just see him like stare at you for a second and just sucks it in.
There we go.
Crunch, crunch.
Story would ask, would turn to Figment and ask him, how do you see love?
I played the fifth.
Have you been on
You
a
know
date,
he does-
Figment?
That's a good question.
What's the fifth? The
Oh.
fifth what?
The fifth finger.
Basically, he's saying he doesn't want to talk.
Ah,
Why would you say it please the fifth then?
I wonder
Weird
what
phrasing.
that refers to.
Oh, come on, Figment. You can tell us. We're all friends here.
I'll start. I haven't. I've cut to the chase before, and there's a slight wink, but I've never been on a date. My time is valuable.
Storvin just kind of blinks. His version of blinking is like
His eyes turn
basically-
off and turn back on.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Like,
Who's turning
yeah.
off and on the lights?
He has these sort of somewhat white, it's kind of sky blue, kind of orbs of light, in a sense, from his face, and they just they turn off slowly and then turn back on.
I'll just point out how pretty your eyes are. This is awful. I'm sorry, but they are very pretty. I like
Hey.
blue.
Who are you talking to? Oh,
Story.
Story would. He would say, "Oh, thank you very much."
I like blue. That's why this little machination is blue. She'll hold up the little mechanical dragon, essentially, is what that thing is.
Sure is.
Story gives the dragon a pat, which is just like one of his fingers, just kind of scratching his head.
I mean, I'm assuming it doesn't react to stimuli. That's the whole reason why I kind of wanted it to.
I mean, he's still doing it.
That's all great.
I
I
just
mean-
realised how weird it is for Storvin to blink. So it just
Story,
occurred to me.
you're extremely special, and I hope nothing ever happens to you. Mwah. And he kisses you on the forehead, and he will proceed to walk towards the. That's when he'd be heading into the bath. Towards the bath. Drew has green eyes, by the way.
Yumi's are just plain brown.
Emeralds.
Emeralds. Oh no, Rogue the Bat is going to come now.
Rogue
Any-
bat! Not Rouge! But
Anybody else
Rogue!
want to have a bath party? Come on, come on, guys.
I'm
Let's have
all
a bath
for
party.
You're just staring at Darius like, why?
Come on, have a bath
What?
party.
Get it clean. Bath. Like motions to it, like, but yes.
Don't be
No,
weird
thank
about
you.
it. Don't be weird about it. Just come have a bath party. Come on.
Yeah. Just cat motions to it. We can get
Completely
bathed.
platonic bath party. Come on.
We can get bathed. Should we not get? Looks to Dren, just like, eh. Looks back to Yumi, eh.
Come on, Yumi. And he's smiling. Because he knows what's happening, but Darius obviously.
He like shakes his head after a moment. I'm just gonna go into the bath. See you guys later. Just walks off.
Yumi looks confused as what just happened, primarily because she didn't say anything during that entire exchange.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Darius was waiting for you to say whether you were coming or not. I was like, okay.
Darius, love, you didn't even let me get a word in edgewise. Oh boy. She'll follow him.
Yeah, he's already moved over.
Zarya. Anybody else? Figment. Come on, bath party.
I won't, but thank you for the offer.
I mean, if you want to get clean, then I can just re-dirty you after immediately. If you just want to, join in the bath with us.
I got studying
that's
to
okay.
do, but thank you for the offer.
All right, then I'll just he waves his hand across like in front of Figment, and I'll clean. Might as well still be clean.
Thank you kindly.
I'll gesture like I'm about to do it to Dwayne. Then I just go nah. And I just walk.
You're perfect just the way you are.
Oh yeah.
Jin doesn't say anything in the bath, by the way, where he doesn't face. He only faces people. Like he doesn't. He keeps his back away from the party. I'm very self-conscious about my tuchus.
Alright, you think your butt's shaped weird?
Yes, it is shaped very weird.
I still don't see it.
That's because you haven't seen it. He winks at you.
I've seen it in like
It's
motion.
different than in clothing.
He like makes a so motion. Like I mean maybe.
It helps do me justice. Trust me.
You pad your pants?
No, it's just how they. It's just the different colors
He's
that they.
self-conscious about his pants.
No, I like my pants. Conscious about my tuchus.
Okay.
All right, you guys want me? You want me to show you guys a magic trick?
Sure.
All right, Tharius, I'll take out a coin. Hold this coin,
He takes it.
and as I'm passing it off, I'll cast detect thoughts. I go. I'm going to cast a spell. Okay.
Okay.
Darius, think of number 1 through 1,208.
1,201. That's what he
Do it
thinks.
again. Oh, 1,201.
How'd you know that?
Why? I'm doing all of this while naked, but
He stares at you just like, how'd you know that? Squints at you.
I am the all-seeing and the all-knowing.
Huh. Turns the coin over in his hand, just like, interesting.
Yumi just has her like her hand over her mouth and it's like
He read my
That cost me 1 copper piece to do.
That's impressive.
Yep. And you get to keep the copper piece. Good for you.
He looks very happy about that. Flips the copper piece in his fingers, just like, yes. Sets it down. Don't want to lose that in the water. Gives himself a quick scrub down, just. It's actually
Jern
in here to
brings
get
the-
himself nice and clean.
I am too, but Jin also brings the back scratcher into the tub with him.
I get you.
Scratches.
your back has been itching a lot. Is there a wound healing back there or something?
If you have a wound, he wouldn't be scratching. You're not supposed to scratch wounds.
That doesn't mean that
Very
people
true.
don't.
I'm not dumb either, though.
You were especially bad about that, by the way.
Not that. Not
Not
that
you.
dumb.
What'd I
She's
do?
pointing at Darius.
He looks very confused, like, what'd I do?
He said scratching at the wound is bad, but I imagine Darius is the one who doesn't take his own advice.
I forget. It's not that
You
I don't
forget
take
that
my
you're
own advice. I just-
Injured.
not all the time, just sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's
Just
fine.
pats his shoulder.
Sometimes my back just starts to itch. It only lasts for a bit. Mostly. It'll last for half a day. You,
Ow.
Keeps scratching at his neck, just like. Not that
Hmm.
bad.
do you have a wound on the back of your neck?
No. Pats the back of his neck. Did I get injured and not notice again?
I don't think you got hit.
I might. No, I got hit at some point.
I meant during our last fight, love.
Oh. I thought I did.
Did he?
I said he thought he did. Doesn't mean he
Oh
did.
lord. She'll make him bend down.
By the way, Darius, do you know how to do anything with fire? If fighting something with ice, fire might be useful.
Eris does, at the very least.
Yes, I do too. Can I just excuse all? So, I'd say keeping fire on deck would be useful.
Okay. I mean, if you feel like you need someone to scratch your back, I can help you.
And I got a back scratching. And a bird. Thank
Yeah,
you for the
shrugs.
offer.
You can
Isn't
just
it
sit
like
and
a
play
real
with hair on
pain?
his shoulder.
Isn't it a real pain in the ass to dry, wet
You dry, wet, what?
Fur.
fur?
Not always. Depends on how thick
Uh,
the fur is.
I'm. He like motions to himself. I'm short hair.
Yeah.
If I had it, like my cousin who lives up in the mountains, when he gets wet, his hair comes right over his eyes, and he looks like he should have been a horror creature that should not exist.
Have I met his cousin?
Once, but you never saw him soaping wet. You've seen how long his hair is, though, so you can get an image of it in your head, and it's not exactly a unpleasant image, but it's also one of those images that's like, I can see that.
The little I know of Yumiko, I imagine she laughs while thinking about.
Yes, probably.
She just. You know how when you try not to laugh, you like suck in your upper lip?
Yeah, I didn't know from her, just like.
That.
Little
Yeah,
gremlin
but more
laugh.
internalized.
You see, like, her shoulders kind of shake. It's like.
Yeah. I plan on being able to do even more dumb things than I can already do soon enough. Making plans.
I'm sorry, dumb things, you have my attention.
I mean, that's what I plan to do with my time. Maybe we can figure out some dumb things together.
You don't see a dumb thing?
Yes.
Darius,
Yes.
take your finger and bring while pushing air out of your mouth, wiggle it up and down, and while doing it, I'll cast Charm Person. While saying that.
To make him.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What is
hold on.
happening here?
Post-battle shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
What?
He just has a goofy grin on his face. You're right, that's fun.
Pat your head and rub your back.
I mean, I guess, why not? He starts doing that.
Ooh, switch him. I want to see if I get him caught. I want to see if
He switches.
Oh, I want to see if he got caught up in it.
For a moment, he's rubbing his belly with both of his hands, and then he moves his other hand to his head, like, oh wait.
Don't just drop the spell.
One of the
Oh, he
main
winced
reasons.
when
He
he
realizes
did
that you
loosely
cast
wince
magic.
when he cast.
Yeah, he realizes you cast magic on him, and just kind of looks at you for a second, and just like, oh. He kind of points at you, like, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
If I were anyone
That's
else, I
pretty
might have been
dumb.
mad.
Fair enough.
No offense, obviously. He kind of just like shrugs. Just some people are. They don't like charms, stuff like that. They're weird. But then again, it's also you're messing with their head, so less weird.
Yeah.
I understand that much. I'm not a dick. He shrugs. But then again,
See-
using is not, being a dick.
She opens her mouth and then just shuts it.
Yeah, like I said, dumb things. See, start scratching more. Ah,
Feel
there
better?
we go. Don't pull it down. Yeah.
Pat your shoulder. Since your back's covered and you can't reach that.
I'll hop out. Stop on my clothes and probably just go lay down for the night.
Okay.
I'm sitting in the water beard a little longer.
Tharius gets out after a little bit, and you are all able to take some time to relax, breathe.
It's more just she just sinks until she's up to her eyes.
I mean, to be fair, that's only if there's only the two of them, and they're in the middle of a water weird. So you might one
Which
might
is
say
sentient.
that one might say that it could get weird.
God damn it. I hate you so much for that.
Just the two of us. All on the move.
What? Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last bit that you said.
And me. Just the water weird coming
Oh
up.
my god. Actually done.
Yes.
Given Yumiko's own little scenario, would it be that weird?
For what?
Can I make a medicine check on Dren and his itching?
Sure.
Wow.
21. If it's not an injury, if it's an injury, him scratching at it, bad, Dren, no scratching. But if it's not, then that implies that it could be a variety of things, ranging from a rash, but he doesn't seem to be having it or experiencing it anywhere else, so it might not be that. I mean, some scars tend to have a persistent itch depending on what type of scar they are, but that's assuming a lot.
You know why I asked, that's why I had to.
I think I remember why. But yeah, there's a variety of different possible reasons. Specific reasons you're not 100% certain of. Which is why you're like, maybe? I mean, it could be, but you don't know for certain. You'd have to, well,
Ask him.
yeah.
He just stays in the water weird.
Actually, you notice Dragon kind of stays in the room. Once Tharius leaves, you see Dren kind of just shuffle back in. Alright. And he just kind of squats.
Yeah.
What's with and they'll point to, you said you had a branding on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a bit difficult, if it's hard to say, or you don't feel like talking about it, that's fine. Just curiosity.
Oh no, I just got caught on a job. And their immediate response was to tie the Minotaur up, set me in front of him, pull up my shirt, and brand my back as a way to show they had caught me and that they shouldn't be messed with.
Got caught by what?
To give a full little just idea, my job is to bounty hunt and retrieve either people, kill a person, or in this scenario, retrieve an item. Because someone who has it isn't supposed to have it. I got caught trying to take it back.
Dude, can I roll a history check on the brand?
Sure.
17.
May I?
You're not there.
Yeah, I never left the hot tub.
Oh, you're still in the hot tub then? Yes,
Yeah.
you may.
To be honest, fair, you'd never do want to do the hot tub because I think it likes them being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
Azaria heard group
tub.
bath time and was like, "Oh, okay."
I imagine just
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna get
the
out to
time
the
you didn't
awkward
say
third
that, yeah.
wheel. Azaria and the other side. I'm not the third wheel. I'm just here to watch.
I'm just here to watch.
That's the weird.
I
It's
know.
not quite cucking.
Is
No,
what check is this?
this?
History. I'm waiting on your history check. 4. You look at that thing and, yep, that's a brand. But whose symbol? I mean, it's certainly a symbol. You can tell it's a symbol, but who it's for specifically, Azaria, you don't know. Dren, you haven't seen a brand of it, but you've seen a tattoo of it in one of the places that you traveled to. Granted, it was a place you had to leave pretty quickly after the fact, due to the fact that one of the members of your group may have unknowingly upset one of the people with that tattoo, and so they had to GTFO.
Ah.
Yeah. From what you remember, like what was said about them, they're known for being not vicious so much as being a particular brand of dangerous. Or at least that's what they like to say they are. That they're this dangerous group that they shouldn't be messed with, but generally there's a hyper violence that they take it to, which almost seems to be overcompensating for how under violent all of their other acts are. Like, it's basically like petty things that even like most of the law enforcement tend to, not take them seriously, but once they're starting to brand and mark people like that, that's when they usually get in trouble, because of the fact that they're going to such a violence of it. You actually heard that at one point someone disrespected them and in such a way that they, like, it was just like a half-ass slight. Like, it was just like, yeah, you're wearing the boots on the wrong feet. It wasn't anything like, oh wow, this is, man, you are a terrible human being. It was just like, no, your shoes are on the wrong feet. And they decided to arson his home in quote-unquote retribution.
Oh Christ.
Yeah. Granted, that's some of the more unhinged versions of them. Some of the people who are less unhinged try to basically be like, we're not involved with these people, but because they have the same tattoo, they're interwoven, which means that there's a faction that's essentially zealots, and there's a faction that's, we're not associated with them, but yeah, no, this is our mark. So sometimes they'll fight each other, but I mean, it depends on if they even know that they're a zealot.
Got it. Zealots of what god?
No, this isn't even to a god. They're just anarchists. No god
Out of
involved.
character, my kind of people, but like in character, not quite.
Yeah.
So what I know about them, they're class A.
That's why I was so much
Do I know
fun
a
taking their
name?
stuff.
You don't have an exact name because you didn't get high enough for that. You, Paris, you would know it because you were tracking them down. One second here. I will send it to you real quick. I'll edit this so we know what it is later. So if you want to voice it, that's up to you.
Did
Ooh.
you DM it to me?
I just did.
Surprise!
Yay! What lovely surprise did you come into?
Hi, Limey.
Ow.
The arson.
You came into a lovely surprise. Tasty.
Ah! That's it. Okay, so that's the name
Of the group that you were after.
of the full group? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the full group. The person that you were after at this point would be considered essentially more of a nuisance than anything. More like they existed. They're a thing, but not something that you'd be like, oh yeah, no, I completely know who this is. They would know the name of the group more than they would know the name of a person.
I mean, if you know the name for eyes, then yeah, you know about them most likely.
Have we ever heard of that name, Guru?
With your 4, I'm going to say you can roll a history check with disadvantage.
Tight.
Butters, you can roll another history check.
On what?
Feral Eyes. That's what the brand kind of looks like now that you're looking at it.
24.
24? Yeah, then just the brand, the marking was like a passing, yeah, I know a little bit about them. Hearing Feral Eyes, you know a little bit more about them based on that. Let me see what Matt rolled. 10! That's better. Not a lot, but the name sounds like a group that's caused some issues to the east. One second here.
Wait, if they're from the east, wouldn't I necessarily
No, I didn't
know
say
about
they were
them?
from the east. I said they've caused issues in the east.
Okay, still though.
Yeah, you wouldn't know a lot about them, but you've heard of
Just because you're from a specific location doesn't mean you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or that you've heard that
Fair.
they caused. It's basically be like, hey, I moved out of this place and I heard that these people were causing some issues. What kind? I can't tell you what the last thing they did was.
That's fair. At least I've heard of them though.
Yep. One second here.
Take your time.
I did a little whispering to Butters, let him know a thing.
Oh, can you tell me the name of that then?
Feral Eyes.
No,
Oh, the name of.
the place.
Yeah. One second. Thought I had that written down. My apologies. Grab my notes.
Gonna need someone to help me out with session this time round.
No worries.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Pronunciation as well.
Alright. From what I remember hearing of these people in which country were you in when they attacked you? Or are you stalking them and they still attacked you?
Fuck, it's been a while, so I'll have to get back to you on that one when I know the country. I don't know what the country's name was.
Were you country or city was what you're looking for?
Yes, the country, but he might have been asking about the city and just it was not the right verbiage.
I wanted country to start. It was intentional.
Yeah, so which country then?
Blown it up.
Thank you.
Likely one to the south.
One to the south.
Country or city, either works.
As the city to name.
Transzeth is where it happened. The city that it did anyway.
Do you want to know the city? That city?
It is a city that's on the border between the south and the west. It's basically a place where people who are trying to find their way away from places can try and go to be like, oh, I'm just gonna hop the border. Oh, I'm just gonna hop the border. Jump into the forest. They're not gonna catch me in the forest. It's a dangerous tactic, but it is one that some people take.
I remember of hearing of them much more south than there.
They tend to wander a bit, so
yeah, they're either moving heavily, or how long ago was that?
God, 6 months at least.
It's been longer than that since I last even heard of these people, so it's like I can see how they've moved in the time that I've left.
I can tell you that they're assholes, and the big guy that just left was not too happy when obviously I became a branded little example.
I actually was once shown kind of how to handle them.
Oh?
Easier ways too.
I'm all ears.
I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. I'd have to think. Many years ago. Probably this age now. Over 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Since I've last even heard of them, let alone... yeah. So,
She shrugs. All I can tell you is what they did to me and what they tried to take.
if I remember, trust me, you'll be the first one I tell.
Appreciate it. Though, in exchange, if you don't mind, if I ask a little bit of info on you.
Depends, and his eyes squint a little.
She gestures with her finger to his back. What the hell has you itching so bad, sweetie?
Not really sure, fully.
You want me to take a look at it?
Nah.
Yeah. Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, just curious.
It's fine. I don't mind sharing, just not a lot of people ask.
Yeah, I didn't want to ask when he was around because, felt like if he was involved with it, he might get upset about something.
I don't think he'd get upset, hon.
Neither do I, actually. We can bond in the fact of who gives a shit, right?
Exactly. But it is late, so she'll grab a towel and get up. both of us should probably head to bed if we're going to do a mission.
Yeah, got about how long until we get that girl?
Based off the speed that you were able to get to here, about a week at most.
Yeah, we got a week, so I'm gonna continue trying to learn how this ship works so I can secretly try to build my own.
If you figure out a way, I'll help you out with the mechanical parts of it.
Don't you dare! You hear from the other side of the ship.
So head to your room.
You see your hashtag man waiting for you.
Hashtag man.
Just kind of looking at you, just like with a small smile on his face, just like motions for you to come over, and is just very happy to have his have you show up.
What are you grinning about?
You.
I don't start. She's grinning the entire time.
Obviously.
Yeah. Of course I'm grinning. Ow!
Story's in the bar area place, just sitting in a corner, and is currently just like off.
He's doing little maintenance work on himself, getting himself ready for another big day.
People took a bath together and were talking. I'm just responding to us, by the way.
Yep, I saw.
I'll actually approach Dwayne. Before I go, I just want to talk to you quickly. You've been seeming like you wanted to talk to me a little bit, but I've always been busy when you come. So, what have you got anything particular you've been wanting to say?
Well, I've just wanted to get to know you a bit.
Well, if you have any fun questions, feel free.
Well, I suppose the first one is, when did you start this whole all-seeing business?
That was about... Specifics are hard. I guess I started the all... Well, what do you mean more of the tarot or the magic?
The magic, I
Because they
suppose.
did not come at the same time. Magic.
I suppose.
8, 7, possibly around there.
Well, hold on, what?
So, I feel like that's the correct ages.
Around there,
Yeah, about 8 years old, 7 years old. I was said to have, he does air quotes, potential, so I was quickly shown the ways, if you know what I mean.
So you were taught how to use magic, I suppose?
Yes. Very, very young.
Yes, that is quite young, I'd imagine. I couldn't imagine putting a small child through all of that.
Yeah.
Magic must be very intensive. What about your tarot cards? When did that start?
Say roughly. I actually think I know this one 100%. Give me a second. I'm pulling something up. I was about 15, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Why did you decide to do that?
Didn't feel like practicing magic anymore.
Do you find it fun to look at other people's fortunes or pasts?
I found it a living.
Ah, I see.
It's how I got by. So, I was being taught how to see things others normally couldn't see, and because of that, the people I was around just decided that tarot card seemed right for me, so I picked it up and ended up enjoying.
Oh, I see. So what is it that you want to do if you had the opportunity?
What do you mean?
Well, I suppose a dream of sorts.
This? Well, yeah, this. It's all I really got right now.
I suppose.
Continue getting better at magic. I didn't care about it for a while, but I've always liked it. It was just a bit much for being so young. You know, things like that.
I see. Well, at least you enjoy what you do.
Say again?
Well, at least you enjoy what you do.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's honest work. I'm glad you appreciate that one, bud.
Oh god.
You killed NPR. This kills the man.
That was
What?
lovely.
What the wizard saying the quote, well, it's not much, but it's honest work.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
It's a living.
Yeah,
It's a living. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Story would he would ask shit, I had a question but I forgot. Oh yeah, that was it. Are all of your readings sort of confidential? Are you free to talk about it?
Huh? Say again?
Are all of your readings confidential, or are you free to talk about it?
I don't see what's wrong with talking about it.
I'm just wondering
Why?
what your favorite reading was, the one you most enjoyed.
That was back when I was with the group of people I was hanging with. I ended up getting a guy who he was just real annoying. So I got just the right cards, lucky enough, where I could finagle it enough where I could predict that his entire life could go into sham.
Oh wow, that I can see how that would be very funny.
I have a question for you. You seem to just enjoy a lot. But my question is, like, what do you want to do? You've been given a task for something to do, correct? You said you have a mission of some sort?
Sort of. I've been given, I suppose you could say, a set of values to uphold. You know, being a source of enjoyment and kindness and forgiveness in the world. I'm not really sure what exact task I've been assigned. I do know that at least something has happened, or perhaps just they decided that introducing me into the world would help it grow.
Makes sense. I'd say just, what do you want to do?
That is a good question. I suppose part of me wants to learn what my past life was like. It
Then
would be
that's what.
interesting.
Then that's what I'll help you do. You see, I have no real goal at the moment other than just hang out and kill some shit. So that'll be my side goal. Just help you figure this out. And also, were you given the name Story, or did you come up with it by yourself for Story?
I was given it, actually. I was... Shortly after I was created, I was allowed to basically explore the land on my own. And I came across a town. It was a dreary town, unfortunately. And there was a girl on the side of the road, and very injured. I managed to heal her, and she talked. I asked her where, if there was anyone she knew, and she said, well, her parents were in this building, the town hall, I believe she called it. So I went up, tried to find where her parents would be, and I found them. I found the building was guarded. So I tried to go past, and they didn't allow me. But and I insisted. I said, I need to see the parents of this child. I need to know where they are so I can tell them that the child is safe. But they still refused. So I decided to force my way.
I like your
because it seemed like things were quite fishy. And as I entered, I found that the apparent lord of the town was sort of standing there, and the two parents were bound in chains and punished, or being punished. And well, I came in, and I hold on a second. I saw that the Lord was smiling at the cruelty that was going on. Although he was quite surprised, I must say, when I entered in. I grabbed the whips they were using, and I tried to free the adults and help them out. Unfortunately, I was beaten down and held down with chains for a moment, but after a while, the townspeople actually came to my aid, and they threw out the Lord, to put a long story short. And the little girl at the end decided to call me Storvener, which means big friend.
I was going to ask if you like the name, but after that story, I'm guessing you.
It is a rather nice name. I quite like it. I like that girl. She was very...
What city was this, by the way? If you don't mind me asking. Curious.
I can't remember quite what the town was called. It was quite a ways down south. And it didn't seem... It seemed... rather well populated, but I actually never got a name, I don't think. I'll come back to you if I remember it.
Alright. I might just know it. For places-wise, I've been many places. I could say that with fact.
Have you? I suppose with your career, you meet a great many people as well.
Yes, and I get to know a lot of people. And I've met people ruder probably than that Lord, and dumber. Which, by the sounds of it, it's hard to do.
Yes. I must say, I don't quite understand why people decide to do things like the Lord.
Maybe their head wasn't screwed on just right.
Perhaps not.
Maybe his clothes were a little too tight. Who knows?
Well, I decided to let that lord go. I essentially sent him out into the forest to try and learn a little bit of humility. But yes, he did strike me though, and after that, the people sort of grabbed him and dragged him away.
I'll say this, Stormer. If we ever come into contact, if you even see him again, for some reason, because the world is weird like that, if we do, tell me, and I have something planned. I picked something up that is especially for you.
Is it violent?
Depending on how you use it.
Okay. I'm just wondering because, well, as much as he is quite wrong with the things that he does, I do feel like everyone deserves forgiveness.
That's fair.
At least an opportunity to learn from one's mistakes.
But if we do find him again and he's still being a right asshole.
Well, I will say that I'm not going to force your hand. Your choice is yours. But I will say that I would prefer if you forgave him, or at least showed some kind of kindness towards him.
I've never killed a man in my life, and I don't intend to. Not unless they really drive me to.
But yes, if you do something to him, at least try to help him learn. But that's only my sort of preference.
Alright. Then I probably, you say, well, enough questions tonight. Maybe another time we can do a bit more.
Of course. Whenever you
pat his back.
Whenever you want.
Yeah. Have a good one, Story. Then I'll head to the sleeping stations.
Have a good night.
Alright.
Kind of figured Oz would like the name Big Friend.
I mean, it is pretty adorable. And we can go a little bit further.
In what language does it mean new friend, by the way?
Well, Icelandic.
Fucking NPR speaks Icelandic to a degree.
What language does that translate to in the end?
In D&D, I suppose it's just a different dialect of common.
Icelandic would essentially be...
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, it's another form of Orcish.
You know what honestly I was thinking here? You know what honestly I was thinking? I was thinking it was a mixture between Undercommon and
what?
Oh.
And Dwarvish. Undercommon and Dwarvish. Oh no, Icelandic people seem like they could be dirty.
Undergnomish.
Undergnomish? Every time I think of like what gnomish sounds like, I just go to fucking Finnish, just because of that fucking Finland bear video that I showed you guys.
What?
That's it. Like, because I just imagine a gnome waving a broom. I just imagine a fucking gnome with a broom just waving at this big ass cave bear. Like they aren't a fucking snack for this fucker.
Roz, you need to stop wild shaping on my lawn.
Quit wild shaping and pretending I don't know it's you. Get the fuck out my trash.
Get all wild shapes into a fucking raccoon, hisses and drags the bin away.
Turns out it's an actual raccoon.
Your friend just comes in. What the hell are you screaming at? You fucking turned it to. Wait. What the fuck, motherfucking trash? Raccoon just robbed the trash can.
Jerry, what are you doing? Jerry, no, don't steal the trash can.
I need that good trash bread.
Trash panda.
Listen, you might not be a trash panda, but I am. So let me do my trash thing. You do your trash thing, and shut up. Grab
I'm
some
the
trash.
trash man.
I'm the trash man.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay.
Honestly,
So we can go a little bit longer if you guys like. Up to you guys. Or we can end it here. Up to you.
I'm fine going a little longer, even if it's flavor bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine the next day, Story might want to talk to someone else, but obviously,
Wait, I still have my cinnamon rolls!
don't want to take up.
Bold of you to
Don't wanna-
assume they're not all gone.
Ooh, Guru, I have a question.
Wait, NPR's trying to say something.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Guru
Don't
question's
wanna
going
take-
through DM.
Guys,
Don't want to take up the whole rest of the session.
I mean, this is us getting a lot of story stuff, so you know. Me waving my
Yes.
hands in a go on gesture.
Wow. Are you feeling tired like me? I assume you are. I'll let you rest. It's okay.
That noise!
I mean,
if
as. But I'm not gonna be passing out until like half an hour. Or whenever Paris tells me to go to bed.
you
I can
said you were
always,
tired, so that would be now, you dick!
I can always roleplay in DMs when you're feeling more awake.
No, I'll be
God.
fine.
Livey! The noise that you just made was literally, which sounds like a dying person.
But
If you truly want to roleplay with Story, then go for it. But if you think that you are too tired, I will shake you until you pass out.
look, I'm not. My face is not slamming into the desk. I'm fine.
Alright.
Okay. Well, he would be interested in talking to Eris then the next day.
Which apparently you guys are doing in DMs?
They
Or
were
are you
doing it
that
out
in-
loud.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, okay, just making sure I understand.
I
'cause-
mean,
I know Oz just went to bed.
Just
now.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, you know, we can end the
And
session now
if
because
people are too tired, yeah.
well, that and you know we just lost Oz, and we don't want Oz to miss too much. You know,
Yeah.
we love our Oz. You know, we stand a good Oz.
We stand in wonderful Oz.
Before we go, Guru, can you
I'm-
answer that question though for me?
Which one?
I DM'd you.
All I'm doing is finding a very, very hidden spot and playing that instrument that I managed to get.
Make it a D100. Because each one it would be a little bit
Yeah.
different.
On
Actually-
what is a yes?
No. There's more than one way that it can do that.
Alright, so I'm gonna do Izzy has a week, that would have been so can I just do I'm just gonna do 7 D100s
Actually, can I
Yes.
ask you,
each day thing, right?
Yep.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would I be able to find like a hidden away spot on this fucking ship, or is that one of the cases where it's like, I'm not gonna?
There was a thing when
There are-
Tharius and Story were Tharius was performing for Story.
Oh yes, he was going to perform for. Yeah, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
He is more than happily going to regale you with a tale.
Oh, I thought we already did it, but like
Yes.
you
I
wanted
mean,
to
when I say that, I mean
roleplay.
he's always ready. Is what I meant to say. My
Okay.
apologies. As in, he's done so before, and he'll do it again. And you know, the
I can
bell's just to
actually
keep
win-
your attention, to keep you awake.
When he's playing the cowbell, I'll have like the faint sound of like what Dren would assume is like this very like high pitched noises going and like the mix of a lute in there. So basically he's gonna do like the sounds kind of an electric guitar going on behind the
Oh my
cowbell with prestidigitation.
Bang, 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 dun, 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 dun.
Is this just out in the deck?
Yeah, he's willing to do it. he makes sure that the cowbell is like whenever he's performing and whatnot, it's always has a rope that is 2 ties around his wrist and arm, palm, to make sure he doesn't lose it. Because
Okay, I thought for
occasionally,
2 seconds that was just like Yumi's leash, is what you were describing.
no, that's his cowbell. Because sometimes he has to
That's
quickly
around his
strap on
That's around his waist.
his shield, and so he doesn't want to drop his spellcasting focus while he has a shield on.
Fair enough.
So that way, if he needs to, he can literally just hold it, let it drop slightly, and start ringing it with his sword, and just be like,
Also, Butters.
"You smell like pigs."
That tickles me at the image that he's like, okay, he's got these ropes. It's just for his spell focus. So what's the rope around his waist? Yank. Ah! Fuck you! For the goblin.
Going over this way. Stop putting your hands on those things.
What does the D100s get me do? Out of curiosity.
The next morning, it's definitely a little bit more uncomfortable. The days that are significantly worse are the 2nd and the 5th day.
Alright.
With the 89 being it's like almost to the point where moving around the ship and even just getting out of bed are just like you don't want to do it, but you're still able to. Nothing too detrimental, but you do not.
What kind is it, if by any question?
Think of it as a mixture between having heat and muscle cramps.
Oh, nice.
So it feels like your muscles are cramping up, and everywhere that it's cramping is being boiled.
Wait, what's this?
He's having
2 out of the 7 days he does not.
He's having a pain in his.
He doesn't leave his room.
No, he's able to leave his room and keep moving around. It's just the fact that
every once in a while you'll see he'll just stop doing what he's doing, get a face of pain, and then continue on.
Basically.
Story would definitely.
Can I tell? Yeah, right. I was about to say.
Are you okay?
It's normal.
Can I tell where his pain is centered?
Nope.
Are you?
Probably his back lurches every time he does it a little bit.
What's wrong?
In which case, yes.
You look like you're in pain.
It's normal for me. It's fine.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's pretty normal for me.
Just because it's normal, that doesn't mean that it should stay the case.
It's been looked at a few times. It's fine.
Well, okay. If you need someone to talk to or someone to try again.
If you're dreadfully curious, I'll let you. I mean,
Kinda am, because I'm kind of worried.
no, there's no reason to be worried. It's not going to kill me, probably.
You see her eyebrows raised a little bit higher.
Well, entertain us. I suppose that's a poor choice of words.
He just exhale and he'll take off his shirt and show you the center of his back. Which, if you want to describe it, you can.
The center of his back has some sort of marking. It's natural. You can tell this isn't something that was inked on, but everywhere around it, almost as though to accentuate and embolden this marking, is wrinkles of the skin that almost look like it was born seared. Like it's got like wrinkles and tightened flesh.
Oh, it's like burn mark, essentially?
No.
Like it. Well, not
Yeah,
like that.
think like, do you want me to give him the explanation that I gave how it kind of looked?
Yeah.
Do you know like the mark where All Might got punched?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah!
It's darkened and it's all around this mark. This mark itself is a darkened part of his flesh. Like it is like it stands out and is emboldened by the rest of it going out from this mark. But it is something that is it's like a birthmark if a birthmark also looked like it was trying to kill him.
What
Oh.
the hell?
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking. What the mark?
Okay, so the character from My Hero Academia, All Might, has like this big impact point on his body that has like in the center is kind of like this reddish purple color, and as it goes outward, it gets lighter and thinner and has crack. It looks like a part of him is essentially rotting.
Okay, so it's kind of like scar tissue
Essentially.
undergoing necrosis. Okay.
It don't look good.
That is correct. And
Story.
the image that's on his back almost looks. It looks like the profile of some kind of creature. You can't tell
There's no
exactly
way.
what it is because it's being on skin in such a way that's not like tattooed. It's not a mark that is, yes, this is exactly what it is sort of mark. It is.
Should I try and determine the nature of it, or is it just has it been described?
Medicine check.
Well, fuck me.
Painful, for sure.
Wait a second.
Oh yeah.
I'd let him roll 17.
Okay, so it was a 19, not a natural 1.
Yeah.
You forgot to roll
Oh,
your stuff.
okay. Okay.
He used important on you.
Divination
Because
wizard, baby.
because you're important.
Thank you.
So 19. With a 19, like for a second there, you're like that sure does. That looks painful. I mean, I don't exactly have other words to. Wait, and then your mind starts to like piece it together just a little bit more. Not like it's like a kind of like a brain blast, but not fully. Enough that you're able to look at it and go, okay, I think I've got an idea. It looks natural. Like this is a part of his body. But as you're like looking it over and you're obviously not touching him, but move your hand just kind of near to it, and you feel your skin like it's like a memory of goosebumps as your hand gets near it, and you recall the magic of your own body, and you're like, there's something arcane about this. Or at the
Does
very
it
least, they're
look-
magical, if not arcane. To be
Okay.
specific.
So, does it look like any kind of like? Does it look like it was inflicted upon him?
No. Not
Or
to get a
just-
pattern like that. It had to have been natural, which doesn't make sense.
Do you remember anything that might have caused this, or has it always
No.
been this way?
It's always been this way.
Interesting.
That's why I said the pain was rather normal.
I don't quite know much about birth and the likes, but have your parents ever told you about perhaps something that might have happened as you were what's the word? Gestating?
It was kind of weird. Like a weird.
I didn't exactly ask my mom and dad how they made me.
No, I've always been like this. In fact, it was said that, because I had this, I'd have a knack for the arcane, which is why. And he points to the card.
How does that make any sense?
He shrugs.
Interesting.
Child has a permanent wound on it. That must mean that it's good at magic. What the fuck is... You just hear her muttering as she
No.
looks over the bar.
Do you remember how I made Karg, not Karg, God, you have too many husbands. You have too many
Darius.
You remember how I made Darius do the thing?
The charming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never learned that spell.
Good.
I've just known it.
This is a bit of a stretch. But, this is going to be a real stretch. Like,
by the way, I love it. You have too many husbands. I only have two.
Use Divine Sense. I'm not entirely sure how effective it would be, but I guess to describe what I'm trying to do, he's trying to decide whether there's been some kind of
evil inflicted upon him.
Not necessarily evil, just some kind of like otherworldly influence.
Okay. So you hold out your hand, you close your eyes, and let the divine power you've been gifted flow through you as you try and sense into him. No aberration, fey, fiend, nothing's coming to your mind. Nothing, no rotten taste to the air. It smells clean.
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like it was caused by anything of a godly origin.
No, it's what's referred to as a wild mark, I believe, if I remember the word correctly.
A wild mark?
Yes.
Does that word ring any bells in my head at all?
History check.
Either of us?
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
At the very least, you're having issues with it. Take it a bit easier if you would.
It has nothing to do with what I do. It's just that some days I'll act up, sometimes I won't. I've been acting up a bit more recently because I have been,
fighting more.
I'm casting a lot. The more magic I cast, I feel like it might affect it a little.
Oh, I have a question.
I don't
actually. Could I use any part of my herbalism kit to, make like a salve or something to ease the pain?
I'll say this: anything you're about to do has probably been done before. Like Drin's.
Which means it probably has a chance of being helpful in some regard.
Not necessarily to like cure it or anything, just to just to ease the pain.
Here's the thing: the pain is never consistent. Sometimes it will be a burning. Sometimes it'll be an extreme cold. Sometimes it'll be an itching. It's never consistent.
Very well.
Interesting.
Well, I don't think there's anything.
There isn't, other than active support.
Yes, I suppose.
It's a big eyesore.
You can certainly try and make something to help him, but its effectiveness would be obviously questionable. Not due to, your work, but just so much as you don't know exactly what this needs to ensure that it's going to work.
Shit, what was he going to say? He was going to say something. I can't remember. What did everyone say beforehand? Unicorn.
Did you just pat Dren's hip?
Just basically to be supportive of being a friend.
Yes, I remember the eyesore comment. He would say, well, I don't judge based on appearances. So, it's not an eyesore for me. And you have shown yourself to be quite a nice person.
Well, here's the thing. Usually it wouldn't. I've trained Dragon throughout the years to be able to stretch around my body and squeeze enough that it sometimes will help, but currently he's not as.
So pressure helps with it.
Sometimes, not always.
If you would allow me to take a few measurements, I could potentially figure out a mechanism to help with this. With enough time, that is.
Could always drop a furball on it.
He just gives you his measurements. He knows them off the top of his head.
That sort of strikes me that I could potentially make like a little.
Story's tempted to just like
Is it?
to give him like a really rough back massage, but no. No, you won't. I just hear Limey in the background.
Yeah, I hear her whispering, but I can't hear what she's saying.
Yeah.
I think
I
she
said
said
drop a furball on him.
There's a furball on it?
She
Is that what
said
you said?
drop a furball gun.
Oh, no, do not! He will die! He is the wizard! He is not strong!
He also goes, well,
picks up Eris, slam dunks.
It only helps if I'm like to a point of almost collapsing from it. It doesn't help when it's just everyday pains.
A little help is better than none, though.
I'll keep that in mind. Everyone has their own defects, as it were.
I know what the hell you talking about. I'm perfect.
I look at Yumi, and then I
She's
look to
grinning
her
as she says that.
Oh dear.
Now I might see. I might try to be kind, but I'm not going to lie.
You only get to get away with that. She's like Pat is like, you only get to get away with that because, again, you are a beautiful work of art. And I will find a way to improve you. If I have to break my screwdriver 8 times.
I just
and do a
imagine
fucking jig.
Dren just like, no, I just goes, oh, Eric, can you stop hugging me?
Eric's just sitting there with her face mushed on his, like,
I appreciate it.
But
What?
also pain.
You said, Eric, could you stop hugging me, please? And,
I need to put my shirt on.
I wasn't entirely sure if I was there or not, so I wasn't doing any of the roles, but apparently I am here.
Welcome. We missed you.
Eris, where did you come from?
Where did you go? Where did you come from? Eris, oh no. Abba-dabba-dee-ba-dabba-dabbo.
I mean, yeah, if the pressure is mentioned, then she probably would just put a hand on that. But nah. Yeah.
darling, touch.
Hmm.
No touchy. No touchy.
Not
Story would just
pressure
kind
on
of
the.
back away.
It's not pressure on the wound. It's pressure around it.
Oh, and then she looks.
Yeah, honestly, like the second she put his hand on, the hand went from somewhat hurting to oh god.
Children.
Is this better?
I'm just getting fucked up.
You know what always helps?
What?
Alcohol. And he opens the $10 bottle of ale or wine that he got from
She
episode 1.
stares him dead in the
Oh,
face
yeah.
and holds up her fucking flask.
Nah, I got better stuff. I got the expensive stuff. Storben just randomly bought me episode 1.
She holds up the fucking. She holds up the exact same bottle.
Basically,
Yep.
she's like doing like the clink your glass
But
salute.
his is
Essentially.
unopened.
Hers isn't open because she bought wine along with it.
Fair enough.
She's been drinking the wine.
But yeah.
Think about
Afterwards,
this. Oh, sorry.
oh no, you continue. You continue, Otis.
I was just thinking about a wizard that's really bad with hard alcohol, so he makes them taste good to go down.
That's a very dangerous prospect. Just
Right.
to
I
say.
mean, that's what most people who drink stuff that they don't like would wish they could do.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, that's why you
I-
put vodka in Sunny D.
There was once a
Alright.
a bottle. I was at a
Don't teach this
party.
to people, Paris.
There was a bottle of. It was like a chocolate sort of vodka thing, and it tasted of hot chocolate, and you couldn't taste the vodka, and so it's like, I tasted it, and I'm gonna have to be very careful with this. I'm gonna have to be very, 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 very careful with this.
Mint chocolate
it-
shots.
it
Also, I'm literally just describing a mimosa, dude.
No, that's a reference to Sunny D commercial fair.
No. John said don't teach this to people, Paris.
And on that point, I think it's a good place to call a session.
Jason,
Clearly
keep
we're,
it. Just so you know, I'm keeping this back scratcher for the rest of that
campaign if you can. If you can. of
Yeah.
course. You're welcome.
I will grab wrist pocket just to put this, just to wrist pocket this back scratcher out every once.
Now I'm just imagining Dren just wrist pocketing out the back scratcher, just beating someone with it. Oh my god, he used it on Yumi when she's trying to reach her something, just hits her in the face. No, bad goblet.
I don't think he would dare damage it like that.
Too useful.
Bold of you to assume that it breaks that easy. It is made by the bone fetishist.
Bone Shell would be remiss if it weren't up to specs. That
Again,
being
made
said-
by the bone
Exactly
fetishist.
magical.
That being said, we thank you everyone who watched this. It's always fun to rove around with you guys and have some hilarious moments, and this was a good session. Got a lot of good stuff done with you guys.
We did a lot of rope.
Yeah, it was role playing, but that's not a bad thing at all.
You just wanted to say role playing in a weird voice.
I know.
No, it was RP.
That being said, if you liked it, feel free to leave us a like or a comment. It really helps us out. If you want to watch us, we sometimes stream these, but likely we're going to be streaming other D&D content that we also put onto the channel on twitch.tv/whatteamcomp. Thank you all so much, and until next time, we might see you roving around with What Team Comp next time. Bye
I hate
bye.
that pun. Feel bad.
Love ya.